It's the Sam Bourquin Show.
I'm ready.
Give the show a call at 330-821-1310.
Good call, meatball.
Watch the Sam Bourquin Show on the AM 1310 Facebook page, the Q92 YouTube page, and on X. This is the Sam Bourquin Show on AM 1310 WDPN.
And good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the Sam Bourquin Show. We are broadcasting live today from Marlington High School. In just about 3.5 hours or so, 4 hours or so, we will be bringing you the live broadcast of the Marlington Dukes as they take on the Warrensville Heights Tigers tonight. And we want to welcome you in to an AWP Safety Football Friday here on AM 1310 WDPN. Shout out to Drew and the great folks at AWP Safety. They're going to be taking care of us all season long here on the Friday show, wherever we happen to be, whether it's here at Marlington or West Branch or over at Mount Union for Alliance. It's a big shout out, big Fridays, the AWP Safety Football Friday. So welcome in, everybody. Sam Bourquin on location today here at Marlington, giving you the wave. We got Ryan Rainsberg back in the studio.
Hearing me, Sam.
How we doing, my friend? Good?
All right. Just making sure everything's working, buddy.
All right. Hey, that's a good thing to do. That's a good thing.
Absolutely.
So our Fridays obviously are going to be very football themed. It's going to be pretty much high school football talk. And then, as we move in the next couple of weeks or so, we'll mix in some college football, some NFL football, but it's going to be heavy football. All our music is going to be football themed. When we come out of the hours, when we come back from the breaks, it's going to be football on Friday. So we're real excited about that. And of course, we're excited about our all our football games tonight. Of course, we will have Marlington and Warrensville Heights. Myself and my partner, Caleb Norick, we will be with you at 6:30. The kickoff at 7 tonight here on AM 1310 WDPN. And you can listen to our games the same way that you listen to and consume our show. You can listen to the ball game tonight here on AM 1310, obviously. You can listen to the WDPN stream on our Facebook page, our X page, and also the Q92 radio page on YouTube. So there's a lot of different ways you can catch us tonight and all season long here on our Friday broadcast, our Friday shows. Just like when we're back in the studio, we'll be on location here on Friday throughout the high school football season. So we're looking forward to the big game tonight. We got 7 games going tonight under the Q92 Radio Sports umbrella, the Q92 Radio Sports Network, and we'll be getting into those. I guess we'll start with last night and Canton Central Catholic with Perry, and we had Fairless and Sandy Valley. Fairless a winner 50-13. AJ Sarbaugh's crew starts off the season with their first win of the season, and Perry starts off with a 41-14 win over Canton Central Catholic. So I was at the Central Catholic Perry game last night, and it was 27-14 at one point. And we had a situation last night. I'm not going to go into too much detail, but the Central Catholic quarterback Brock Berkwin, who was starting this year as a sophomore, he got hit. This was like the late third quarter, and Central was moving the ball right to left, and he went back to throw, kind of got flushed out of the pocket a little bit, kind of tucked it and ran, and took a hit. And it was I happened to be on the field. And I had this look. I had the level look. I could see everything perfectly, and I saw the hit, and I kind of winced when I saw it because it was just where the hit was, the helmet, neck, shoulder area, and I said, "Oh man, that okay." So, and Brock's one of the toughest kids you'll ever meet, and so he got up and he took a couple of steps and went down. And so there was a stoppage in play, I'm going to say it was probably about a half hour. or so. And so immediately all the folks came out to take a look, and ended up having to go off on a stretcher. They got him in the ambulance and got him over to the hospital. And thankfully, everything seems to be okay. Was chatting with some relatives late last night via text, and it looks like he was going to be okay. It was supposed to be released from the hospital late last night, early this morning. So hopefully Brock is doing okay, partner. And our thoughts and prayers are with you and the Crusader family. That was a scary sight last night, and so there was probably thought at one point that there was about 2 minutes to go in the third quarter, and Perry had kind of taken control of the game. And I thought maybe they'll stop the game, whatever. But everybody said, no, we're good. We're gonna go warm up here for a little bit. And they went out and finished up, and Perry won the ball game going away 41-14. So congratulations to Spencer Leno, the new head football coach of the Perry Panthers. He picked up his first win as the head coach at Perry. So the Panthers are now rocking at 1-0. They'll get ready for their game next week. Central Catholic falls to 0-1, and they will get ready for their second game next week as well. But as far as what I saw out of Perry last night, I had to do about 5 or 6 double takes. They were throwing the football down the field. They were in multiple formations. They actually ran a hurry-up offense a couple of times last night, and guys seemed to know where they were going, and they were being orchestrated by the quarterback last night. Perry's got a couple of burners on the wide receiver spot, and they got behind Central's defense a couple of times last night, and they really played well. I mean, to put 41 on the board in your first game, I thought was pretty good. I think Central's defense is going to get better, but Perry was just a little too physical last night, and broke a couple of big plays, and they just kind of handled their business. So that was a good win last night for the Panthers. Now we also had last night on our Q92 Radio Sports.com game with Keller and Antonio Hall. Guys did a great job last night. Perry, Fairless and Sandy Valley last night, and kind of thought that was going to happen. Didn't think it was going to be 50-13, but it turned out to be 50-13. And going in, I thought Fairless, but maybe by a couple of touchdowns, but it ended up being a 50-13 ball game. And Coach Sarbaugh had the offense humming last night. They really were playing well, and the defense played pretty well too. I know Sandy Valley's a little younger than they have been in the past, but I thought Fairless really played good football last night. Want to remind you that we're gonna attempt to take some calls today. I think we're gonna be able to make that happen. So I'll throw the phone numbers out there to you: 330-821-1310. That's 330-821-1310. You can text as well. My man Rainsberg can read those off of you. 330-924-7088. And you can also drop us a comment on the Q92 radio page on YouTube, and we can go that way as well. But I'll tell you what, it is going to be really nice tonight. I'm sitting here now at the Marlington press box. I'm on about the 45-yard line. We get a little bit of a breeze, which is kind of nice, although it is blowing the papers everywhere. I think for tonight, for the fans and for the players, I think this is going to be really nice football weather. The humidity, not horrible today, so that's going to be good for the players. And I think we're looking at temperatures in the 70s when we kick off at 7 o'clock tonight. And I think it's going to be a great night for football, and hopefully we'll have a nice crowd here tonight. It's always fun for the first high school football game of the season for the team that's at home. You got your home opener, you got your classmates here, you got the student section here. Usually a lot of the teachers will come out and they'll check out what's going on. So it should be a great night for football, and we're looking forward to it. We'll dive deeper into the game a little bit later, but Marlington was 2-8 a year ago, and Warrensville Heights was only 1-9. So both teams are really trying to, bounce back and get things going. I think with Marlington and Coach Cardinal, he's in his third year now. Usually that's when you start to see, some stuff. You start to see some improvement on both sides of the ball. You don't have to necessarily teach as much. Now you still got to coach them up, but sometimes you don't have to teach as much. And when you start getting, a couple more juniors, a couple more seniors, and then you don't have to, I don't want to say babysit, but when you got the younger kids coming up, you got to teach them about the program, your philosophy, your expectations, everything that's going on. But once you kind of get your stamp on the program, and kids at all levels know what to expect, and then you can concentrate, more on X's and O's and doing different things, and that's when you start to see the progress in your football program. So I think year 3 is kind of when something like that might go into effect, and I'm kind of looking for that. As far as thank you, Mr. Stair. Good to see Scotty Stair. God, it's been a long time. He's the AD here at Marlington, and it's been a long time since we've seen each other. I hope we can get him on the show here a little bit later on. I guess I could just yell down to him as you can hear him going down the bleachers, but I'll get a hold of him here a little bit later on.
So
But,
Sam, what's the cord length on that headset? Just toss it to him, be like, hey, here you go.
There you go. Yeah, I'll just throw it out the window. Here you go.
Yeah, it's not reckless.
I got the other headset already set up. It's ready to go. But I know Scott's got a lot going on. Opening night, first home game, first football game of the season. The ADs are busy. So right now, I don't know if this is I'm guessing it's the track team, or maybe it's cross country team. I don't know. But they're running around the track here. Some of the youngsters are running some sprints on the football field, so they got that going on here today. And as I look out here at the stadium, which I always thought was kind of a unique place to watch a game because there's just so much land and fields and trees behind the visiting stands. And at nighttime, it really looks nice here. It really does. You got the big scoreboard to the right. You've got the play clocks in both of the end zones. They've got a couple concession stands, caddy corner, and then of course you got the baseball field to my left, which is behind the end zone to the left. They do have a track that runs around the field here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's an 8-lane track. And then you've got the football field. They've got a beautiful turf surface here. I think they put this in. It hasn't been that long that the turf has been on here. I'm going to say a handful of years. I'll ask Scotty if we get a hold of him a little bit later on. But this is a unique place. I think the capacity here is probably about 3,000 or so. You could probably get about 2,200, 2,300 on the home side, and then the other side holds around maybe, I don't know, maybe it doesn't hold that many. Maybe it's like 2,500 total. But it's a cool little place to watch a game. The crowds are really good here. The students come out and they support, and they'll have different theme nights, and they'll dress up in different things, and it's pretty cool. I'll tell you what, it has been a long time since I have been here to do a football game, and the ironic thing is I've been here so long, and I'm doing a show here today, which is kind of cool. And then we'll get you ready for the game coming up a little bit later on night. Anxious to work. It'll be my first time working with Caleb Norick, and we welcome Caleb to 1310 WDPN and, of course, Q92 Sports. We will be together all season long, bringing you all the high school football action. So getting excited working with the big guy tonight. It'll be our first game, and we'll see how we do there. I know it'll be a good job, and I'm excited about that. 23 minutes past the hour as we start to get settled in here on 1310 WDPN. We'll take a break and we'll come back. We are just kind of getting started here on the Sam Bourquin Show. It is an AWP Safety Football Friday, and it's going to be that way all season long here on the Sam Bourquin Show. 1310 WDPN, and we will be back.
Looking to beautify your home with all the colors of the season? DeHoff's Flowers Greenhouse and Landscaping has 32,000 square feet of greenhouses filled with blooming and beautiful flats of annuals and perennials. So you'll find everything you can imagine and more. Their hanging baskets are overflowing with splendor, plus they have a huge selection of all your favorite hardy vegetable plants. In DeHoff's nursery, you'll find thousands of trees and shrubs on an acre and a half. And right now, the rhododendrons are blooming beautifully in lush and novel colors. The vibrant blooms of the easy-to-maintain knockout roses will knock you out. DeHoff's decorative bird baths, statues, and pottery will add the perfect accent to your landscape. Just a mile south of State Street on the corner of Beach and Beechwood is a wonderland of color. That's DeHoff's Flowers, Greenhouse, and Landscaping in Alliance.
We're with Bridget, whose husband won't be home for months, and whose daughter is due any day. We're with Mike, who's leaving home to protect his family and yours. We're with all service members and their families who need community, connection, and maybe a bit of magic. Are you with them? Learn more at uso.org today.
This place has a pulse. You hear it in the canopy, feel it in the ground. Life, fully illuminated, engulfs you. From the birds singing in the treetops above to the tiniest insects in the soil below, you take a deep, cleansing breath, filling your lungs with the essence of the forest. Now, imagine it's all gone. Healthy, life-giving forests reduced to nothing. No singing birds, no lush canopy, and water and food in short supply around the world. Time is running out to protect our forests, and without our love, they can and will disappear. It's our choice. Love it or lose it. Help protect our forests. Visit World Wildlife Fund at wwf.org/love.
Welcome back to the Sam Bourquin Show, AM 1310 WDPN. Don't forget you can watch and listen live on the WDPN Facebook page, our X page, and, of course, the Q92 radio page on YouTube. News and weather coming up here at the bottom of the hour. Hoping to catch up with Coach Joe Cardinal here, Athletic Director Scott Stair. Hope to have some other folks on here before we get too deep into the show, as they will want to be prepped and ready to go and have everything, all their ducks in a row for their first home football game, their first game of the season. I want to let you know that AWP Safety is now hiring traffic flaggers. They offer paid training, certification, and advancement opportunities. All you have to do is to apply is visit jobs at awpsafety.com. Visit jobs at awpsafety.com. All right. Tonight we are loaded up with high school football. And, of course, Marlington tonight here, 1310 WDPN against Warrensville Heights. We have got 6 other ball games for you tonight. And I'm going to run that schedule down here for you as soon as I can pull it up. The biggest game, one of the biggest games in Northeast Ohio tonight is Cleveland Glenville at Massillon. That'll be on our sister station tonight, Q92, 92.5. Also on the Q92 Radio Sports Network tonight, we will have Lake and South Range. Kent McKinley will pay a visit to Warren Harding. Chardon will be at Jackson tonight. Dover will be at Glen Oak. Buchtel at North Canton Hoover. All those games tonight on the Q92 Radio Sports Network, and those are some great matchups. And of course, we got Marlington and Warrensville Heights here tonight. Our pregame at 6:30, and we'll kick it off at 7 o'clock. So if you love high school football, we have got you covered tonight. And not only will we have you covered tonight, we will have you covered all season long. great games all weekend, all regular season. Of course, before you know it, we'll be in the playoffs, and that's where we kind of flex a little bit because we're able to cover just about every team that's partaking in postseason play. Yep, there go the sprinters. They're moving pretty fast. Well, these kids run a lot faster than I do. I can tell you that. So a big night of football coming up here, and we are certainly excited about that. Weather's going to be great. We told you about that. It's going to be upper 70s tonight, probably around kickoff, maybe 80. Just a little bit of humidity. Not as bad as it's been the last couple of days, so you'll be pretty comfortable when you're coming out to Marlington tonight or wherever you're going tonight to check out your high school football games. Again, if you missed it last night, we had 2 ball games for you, and Perry beat Canton Central Catholic by the score of 41-14. The other game was Fairless, and they took care of Sandy Valley by the score of 50-13. Just a quick baseball note before we get to break. The Guardians are in Texas to take on the Rangers tonight, and that'll be a 3-game series down at Arlington. And from my perspective, you probably better sweep this series if you're Cleveland. You probably better sweep it because you can't count on these other teams to help you. That you need them to help you, and you can't count on the teams to lose. You just can't. So you got to sweep Texas this weekend. The Guardians are 64-62, just 3-7 in their last 10, and they are playing a game of chase behind Kansas City, Seattle, Boston, and New York. So that's what was the old book written by John Feinstein years ago with the Indian Season on the Brink. That's about where we're at with the Guardians. The season is on the brink, and if they don't get things turned around this weekend, that pretty much could be all she wrote. Okay, we got the news and weather coming up here at the bottom of the hour. 1/2 hour in, 2.5 big more to go here. It is the Sam Bourquin Show presented by AWP Safety on this Football Friday. We'll take a break and come back to Marlington live on AM 1310 WDPN.
The latest news and the current Alliance area weather forecast are up next on AM 1310 WDPN.
Good afternoon. It's 3:30. The FBI is searching the Maryland home and Washington office of former Trump National Security Advisor John Bolton as part of an investigation into the handling of classified information. That's according to a person familiar with the matter today. They were not authorized to discuss the investigation by name and spoke on the condition of anonymity. The person says Bolton was not detained and has not been charged with any crimes. FBI Director Kash Patel says online, no one is above the law. Bolton served as President Trump's third national security advisor and clashed with him over Iran, Afghanistan, and North Korea. President Trump appears to be losing some of his patience with Russia today after new comments from President Vladimir Putin's foreign minister suggest a meeting between Ukraine and Russia that Trump has been promising will not happen anytime soon. ABC's chief Washington correspondent Jonathan Karl.
Zelensky is accusing Moscow of trying to wriggle out of the need to hold a meeting, saying bluntly, they do not want to end this war. In an indication Trump is again becoming frustrated with Putin, he is now suggesting he wouldn't mind if Ukraine retaliates to Russian attacks by launching its own attacks on Russian territory, comparing Ukraine to, quote, a great team in sports.
California has landed its counterpunch. The national tug-of-war over redistricting and voters in the 2026 midterm elections shifts once again back to Texas. California lawmakers voted mostly along party lines Thursday to approve legislation calling for a special election in November to approve a redrawn congressional map designed to help Democrats win 5 more U.S. House seats next year. That move came after Texas Republicans advanced their own redrawn map to pad their House majority by the same number of seats at the urging of President Trump. Texas legislators meet again today. They could give final approval to that plan. Mississippi is declaring a public health emergency over rising infant mortality rates, 9.7 deaths per 1,000 births, nearly double the national average. ABC News medical correspondent Dr. Darian Sutton on the reasons.
Research points to outcomes such as preterm birth, congenital conditions, and sudden infant death syndrome, but there are also preventable causes behind this: limited access to prenatal and maternal care, higher poverty rates, and higher rates of chronic illness.
The state is working on eliminating coverage gaps and educating parents. It's 78 degrees in Alliance at 3:32. This is WDPN News. I'm Jeff Mears.
Here's the latest forecast on AM 1310 WDPN.
For your Friday afternoon, mostly sunny skies and a high reaching 83. Overnight, mostly clear, cooler, a low of 61. Saturday, mostly sunny skies with a high around 85. Sunday, mostly sunny with a slight chance of afternoon showers and thunderstorms, a high near 80. That's your AM 1310 WDPN weather.
Kids across America are going to school hungry. Millions of kids every day. Hungry kids get sick more often and can struggle in school. It can be harder for them to focus and learn. But one simple thing can help change all of this for a hungry child in America. Good, healthy food and the energy it brings. With help from caring people across America, No Kid Hungry is providing healthy meals and hope to hungry kids so they can build better futures.
We want to ensure that all of our kids have healthy meals every day.
Thank you.
Thank you for helping feed our kids.
To learn more about ending child hunger in America, go to helpnokidhungry.org today.
DPN. It is an AWP Safety Football Friday here on 1310 WDPN. And tonight, high school football takes center stage on FM. It takes center stage on our FM station tonight. We are locked and loaded for all the great high school football. And we can't wait to bring it to you here tonight and all season long. Beautiful night for football here in Marlington as the Dukes get ready for Warrensville Heights here a little bit later on tonight. I mentioned we won't be getting, we won't do a ton of baseball. Just letting you know kind of where the Guardians are at, what they got coming up. Believe it or not, there is some college football this weekend. Not much. They actually, because it's so little of a slate, they call it week 0. So next weekend is when we get rolling as far as the college football is concerned. But this weekend, I mean, you've got these incredible earth-shattering matchups like Stanford, Hawaii, Idaho State at UNLV, Fresno State at Kansas. I know KU's excited. They're opening up they're going to reopen a pretty much a brand new stadium. They've done a really nice job there. Sam Houston State, Western Kentucky. And then you've got the game over in Dublin, Ireland, which, of course, makes perfect sense for Iowa State and Kansas State to go to Ireland to play a college football game to open up the season. So that's what's going on as far as the college football is concerned. And, hey, got to shout out the Cyclones, right? Got to shout out our guy Matt Campbell, former Mount Union Purple Raider. And so we'll see what he can that's a noon kickoff tomorrow, by the way. Iowa State and Kansas State. That's over in Dublin. Those other ball games that I was telling you about, Stanford, Hawaii, that's 7:30 Saturday night. That's a CBS game. Idaho State, UNLV, that's a 4:00 Saturday. The Mountain West Network, if you can find that. And Fresno State, Kansas, that's a Fox game Saturday at 6:30. And then CBS Sports Network has Sam Houston and Western Kentucky. That's at 7:00 here. Coming up on Saturday night. So that's the college football action there. Now, the big boys, they will not get going until later on. And, of course, Ohio State and Texas. Oh, boy. You know what? The closer we get to that game, the more nervous I get. I think I mentioned a couple of days ago, I would not be surprised. Right now, I hate to say this, I would probably pick Texas to win that game. I probably would. Ohio State, I know. You lose a lot of guys, but at a factory like Ohio State, you replace them. But when you're breaking in a new quarterback, Sand, who's going to take over, Arch is going to lead, Arch Manning's going to lead Texas. You remember what happened last year? Buckeyes kind of took them apart in the playoff game. Noon kickoff, Columbus. Kind of wish this was a night game a little bit, but it's not. But That's next Saturday at noon. Buckeyes in Texas down on the banks of the Olentangy. And it should be a good one. But right now, if I was leaning, if somebody said you must make a pick on this game, I would probably take Texas. And again, I feel bad doing that, but that's just kind of where I'm at as far as that ball game is concerned. All right, so this ball game tonight, Marlington and Warrensville Heights. 2 wins a year ago for the Dukes. 1 for Warrensville Heights. Joe Cardinal, as we mentioned, is entering his 3rd year. Now he's 8-12 so far. Last year, 2 up, 8 down, 1-5 in the EBC. Now Marlington, again, this year will be Division 4, and they will be a Region 13 team. Now, I'm going to give you a name, and while you're listening to the show today and while you tune in and catch the ball game tonight, wide receiver, defensive back, Cam Evanich. He is one of the better players around. I know he's one of the better players in the Eastern Bucket. I think he's one of the better players in Stark County. He had 660 yards receiving last year. He caught 8 touchdowns and being looked at by a lot of the Mid-American schools. He is going to be a force on both sides of the ball, and I would expect him to come out, catching balls tonight on offense and on defense, out there knocking them down and doing his thing. The quarterback situation. As you start off a new season, that's where you might have a little bit of nerves, all right? You might have some butterflies. And I'm not talking just about the quarterback. I'm talking about the coach and the staff, because when you're breaking a new kid in a quarterback, it's trial and error. I mean, you can go out there and run drills, you can run practice, and you can have your scrimmages, and you can watch film and all those cool things. But until you actually go out there and, take a live snap when the bright lights are on and the other team's really trying to come after you, it's an experience. But Bryson McCord was the quarterback last year. So Austin Ring, Tyler Walder, Colin Baer are in the competition here. So we'll see what happens here tonight. Obviously, you can come up with the starters, right? You can get your starting quarterback. You know who it's going to be. You got your depth chart. But on an opening night, who knows? You might see one, you might see 2, you might see a couple. Also, the Dukes are running. They're looking for a back. Caleb Dine could be one. Blaze Horn could be one. We got a pretty good freshman named Jacob Rose. Cole Jones, I see, maybe could make an impact there at that position. Now, the Dukes have tweaked the coaching staff here a little bit, and some familiar faces, some familiar names are going to be here. Former head Marlington coach, as a matter of fact, Mark Gulling. He is back as an offensive coordinator, and you all remember Jeff Sharkey. He will join the staff as the secondary coach. So the Dukes will have some familiar faces back on their staff, and I'm sure that the Coach Cardinal will, work them in, and they'll get there. They'll get there. This is the year, though. I think year 3 is when you want to kind of make that move. And looking at their schedule, the Dukes actually open up with 2 at home. Next week they will have Northwest, which should be a pretty good ball game. Then their first road trip of the year, Marlington will go to Howland on September the 5th. Then back here. So actually, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So they're real home heavy here to start the season. Warrensville at home, Northwest at home, Howland on the road, and then Louisville is home on September the 12th. So 3 out of the first 4 for Marlington are going to be at home. Then they will take a trip over to Warren JFK, and don't forget that's an afternoon game on September the 20th. So you Marlington fans, that's an afternoon game. That's on a Saturday, okay? And then back into the regular Friday at Carrollton on the 26th, at West Branch on October 3rd, home to Minerva October 10th. They go to Salem on October the 17th, and then home to Alliance. That is on October the 24th. And I know we will be here for that one for sure. I think we might be here for Louisville, too. So I think we've got 3 Marlington games this year. Tonight, Louisville on the 12th, and then Alliance at home on October the 24th. So that's just a little bit of a scoop on the Marlington Dukes. But yeah, Cameron Evidence, that's the guy. That's the guy that you need to keep an eye on. He will wear number 11. And anytime I see somebody with a number between 0 and 40, and I see 6'4", 205 pounds, that tells me a little something there. That tells me you're a player. That's real good size, and only a junior too, by the way. 6'4", 205 pounds. So keep your eyes and ears open there for Cam Evidence. She's looking to have a really, really good season here for the Marlington Dukes. Tom from Salem checking in. Anyone talked about the Buckeyes for a minute. He said last time Ohio State played a big game like this, it was 1978, and another number 10 started, and the Buckeyes lost 19-0. I was 8 years old. I remember that game was in Columbus. Penn State was the opponent for Ohio State, and Art Schleister was the starting quarterback for Ohio State that day. And Penn State got the Buckeyes by the score of 19-0. I remember my father was not very happy that day. I don't know if he bet on the game or he was just that big of an Ohio State fan. He was not happy. A lot of cursing going on in the house that day. I remember that distinctly. But yeah, did I see? I think I saw not too long ago Art Schleister. I mean, he has been in and out of trouble for a long time, and I think he had just gotten in trouble again with the law not too long ago. He's had a kind of rough, no doubt about that. So Marlington tonight. That's what we're looking at for the Dukes now. Warrensville Heights. We told you they went 1-9 a year ago, and they're looking to get things turned around. Their only win last year was against Shaw. That was on October the 18th. That was a 25-12 ball game at Shaw, and Shaw only won one game last year. This game a year ago, it was 24-12. Marlington beat Warrensville Heights. After that, they would lose to Gilmore Academy 48-0. They would lose to Westlake 30-6. They would lose to Lucas, a pretty good football team, by the way, even though they're D6, the Lucas Cubs. They lost there 21-14. They would lose to Lutheran East. They would lose to Maple Heights. Those games combined were 82-0. Then they would lose to Lorraine 57-20. They would lose to Garfield Heights 40-6. Then they would get that win against Shaw. Not until October 18th. They didn't win a game until October 18th last year. That was a 26-12 game, and they played Week 10, and they were knocked off by Bedford by the score of 37-0. The Dukes last year, Week 1 win Warrensville Heights, and then they would not win again until October 11th. They would beat Minerva by the score of 48-0. In between there, they would fall to Northwest, Manchester, Louisville, John F. Kennedy, Carrollton, and West Branch, and then after the Minerva win, they would fall to Salem and then Alliance. But the Carrollton game was tight. It was 24-17, only a 7-point game there. Even the Northwest game wasn't crazy out of reach. It was 31-14 there. That was a 17-point defeat, and of course that was also on the road. The Louisville game got a little bit out of hand. Leopards won that one by the score of 38-13. They played JFK pretty tough, 38-22. So you could see that, there was a couple of blowouts in there. Manchester was a blowout. The Lions game got kind of ugly there at the end, but you can see that they were working. They were making some progress, and hey, that's all you can ask, especially with a young team like that. I think this league this year is wide open. I think Alliance is going to be really good offensively with J.R. Jackson. I think Salem is going to be better. I think Coach Slates and Minerva are going to be better. West Branch is going to be good. I don't know if they'll come out, mauling people early, but I think they're going to be really good by the time things settle down. Carrollton, they were 7-4 a year ago, so they're going to be good. But I guess I would say West Branch probably would be the team to beat in the league this year. But we're just getting started, and we got a lot of football to go. So we'll see how that plays out as far as the EBC is concerned. We are going to tell you that our phone lines are open at 330-821-1310. That's 330-821-1310. You can text the show at 330-924-7088. And don't forget, you can watch and listen. And you can drop your comments for us as well on the Q92 radio page on YouTube. And we'll read those. Let's see here. Okay, I was just checking out a little message there. All right, let's take a break here live from Marlington on the Sam Bourquin Show, AM 1310 WDPN. We will come back with more. Don't forget, we're going to run you until 6 o'clock. We'll take a break. Caleb will join us for the broadcast at 6:30. And actually, if Caleb gets here before, we may put him on. We may talk a little football with Caleb Norick as well. But then we'll have the kickoff for you at 7, and we'll be underway officially here, week 1 of high school football on AM 1310 WDPN. So we'll take a break, and we'll come back live from Marlington on this AWP Safety Sam Bourquin Show on a beautiful Friday afternoon.
You've always enjoyed an active lifestyle, hiking with family, resort vacations, the occasional trip to the spa, and nights out with friends at your favorite restaurants. You want and need your lifestyle to follow you into your retirement years. Now, imagine a place with peaceful surroundings, resort amenities, and easy access to city life. It's just around the corner at Copeland Oaks. Copeland Oaks has earned a reputation as more than a retirement destination, but also a place to call home. An independent consultant for senior living rated Copeland Oaks with a perfect score, and it's easy to see why. Maintain your lifestyle on the beautiful Copeland Oaks campus with all the amenities you love, and if you need it down the road, assistance is there. Keep living your life to its fullest at Copeland Oaks, your all-inclusive senior living resort. Visit CopelandOaks.com for more information. That's CopelandOaks.com.
Music and intelligence for your life.
No matter what anybody tells you, words and ideas can change the world.
I'm John Tesh, and we couldn't be happier about bringing you intelligence for your life every day. We have a room full of researchers gathering the information and ideas you need to make your life simpler and better, and to make you the smartest person in the room. Join me for Music and Intelligence for Your Life, 10 to 3, Monday through Saturday, only on AM 1310 WDPN.
You heard it on the John Tesh Radio Show.
The impact of a meal goes well beyond feeding our bodies, because when people don't have to worry about where their next meal is coming from, they can truly thrive, like Marta.
And now we'll hear from our class valedictorian, who with our hard work never ceases to amaze us. Please welcome Marta Moreno.
And Alex.
Hey, Alex, how did the interview go?
I did it! I got the job! I can't believe it!
I knew it. Let's meet up later to celebrate.
And Diego.
Mom! I got first place at the science fair with my volcano project.
That's amazing, sweetie. Congratulations.
Because when people are fed, futures are nourished, and everyone deserves to live a full life. Join the movement to end hunger at feedingamerica.org/actnow. Feedingamerica.org/actnow. A public service announcement brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
Show AM 1310 WDPN. Don't forget, it is an AWP Safety Football Friday. Welcome in, everybody, as we are broadcasting live from Marlington High School. It is our first Football Friday of the season on AM 1310 WDPN. And we're coming to you live from the press box here at Marlington. We're on about the 45-yard line or so. And I expect some activity to pick up here soon. Right now, it's very quiet. It's almost eerily quiet because at this point in time, I think the cross country or the track team has left, and I'm pretty sure I'm the only one in the entire building. AD Scott Stair, I know, has been running around, but that's about it. So it's quiet now, but I'm sure the hubbub will pick up here. I'm not sure what time they open the gates here. I don't know if it's at. I assume it's like 5:30 or so, and I assume folks will start to come in and hit the concession stands and stand around and talk about football and talk about summer vacation. And now remember, they don't go back to school here until after Labor Day, so they got a couple of weeks yet until they go back to school. So hey, playing sports and hanging out with your friends. You don't have to worry about homework or tests or exams or quizzes or any of that stuff. For the next couple of weeks. So good for the Dukes and good for Marlington football, and they're getting ready for the big home opener tonight here on 1310 WDPN. Let me see if I can track down. I know I've got it here somewhere. I was going to give you our broadcast schedule. Here we go for the AM. Folks, you would not believe how many papers I have, and I don't think I need half of them, but it is what it is. Our broadcast schedule here on WDPN. Make sure I got enough time to do this. Yep, we're good. So tonight, Marlington Northwest, or Marlington Warrensville Heights. Next Friday, we will be at Mount Union as the Alliance Aviators open up at home against the Louisville Leopards. Again, all these game times are 6:30 pregame and 7 o'clock kick right here on 1310 WDPN. And as I was explaining to you during the opening of the show, the same way you listen to our show and you watch some of the stuff that goes on, you can do that here for our football games too. You can listen on WDPN. We love that. You can also watch on the WDPN Facebook page, our X page, and the Q92 radio page on YouTube. So we got you covered. We got you covered any old which way. Week 3, we will be, well, here's the fly in the ointment game. We are going to be going to Streetsboro on September the 5th, Alliance at Streetsboro at 7 p.m. And our plans are to do the show from Streetsboro that day, beginning at 3, and then we'll take that break at 6:30 and come back with a game at 7 o'clock kickoff. So that should be interesting. Louisville at Marlington. That'll be on September the 12th here at 7 p.m. That'll be our second trip back here to check out the Marlington Dukes. And then week 5, we'll be back at Mount Union as Canton Central Catholic will visit the Alliance Aviators at 7 p.m. So that'll put us at the halfway mark. All right. Then we'll go to week 6. Salem at Alliance at Mount Union. That will be at 7 p.m. That'll be our last game for the month of September. That'll be Salem at Alliance. The following week, we'll be back at Mount Union as the Aviators play host to the Carrollton Warriors. That's on October the 3rd at 7 p.m. Week 8, we will be at, is this our first time at West Branch for the year? Let me see this, Streetsboro, Marlington. Yeah, this will be our first trip to West Branch. This will be on October the 10th, Friday night, Alliance at West Branch. So we'll see the Warriors at home for the first time, and that'll be week 8. And then week 9, we go back to West Branch as they'll be taking on Carrollton at 7 o'clock. And then week 10, we will be I'm sorry, Carrollton and Alliance, Week 7. Week 8, it's Alliance at West Branch. And then Week 9, Carrollton and West Branch. Week 10, back here for Alliance and Marlington. So those will be the ball games we will be bringing you here all season long on AM 1310 WDPN. And as I mentioned, the Facebook page, the Twitter page, and the Q92 radio page on YouTube as well. Mentioned the Guardians quickly here today. They will be in action against the Texas Rangers tonight. That's a first pitch a little bit after 8 o'clock down in Arlington. As I mentioned earlier, the Guardians are going to have to probably win all three of these games. Ciccone and Evaldi, the pitching matchup tonight. So that does not set up good for Cleveland. Nathan Evaldi, man, you talk about a guy flying under the radar. He is 11-3 with a 1.76 earned run average. And then you got Slade Ciccone. He is coming in 5-6 and an ERA of 4.50. So that's a tough way to go for Cleveland tonight. But that'll be game one, Indians-Guardians down in Arlington. There is 4 NFL preseason games tonight. If you're interested that way, Philadelphia at the Jets. The Cowboys and Falcons will play down at Big D. Vikings-Texans in Houston. Vikings-Titans down in Nashville. And then the Bears and Chiefs in Kansas City. So that's the pro sports lineup. Of course, there's a lot of other MLB games going on tonight as well. But here it is football time. It is week 1 of the high school football season, and it is an AWP Safety Football Friday here on the Sam Bourquin Show, 1310 WDPN. Jeff Mears is standing by in the newsroom. We'll get the news, we'll get the weather, and we'll come back with hour number 2 here live from Marlington High School on 1310 WDPN.
An Alliance tradition for over half a century. You can always count on WDPN Alliance.
ABC News, I'm Michelle Franzen. Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche has posted the full audio and transcript of his interview with Ghislaine Maxwell last month, the former accomplice and companion of Jeffrey Epstein, who was convicted of sex trafficking. Epstein died by suicide while awaiting his sex trafficking trial. ABC's Alex Mallon on what we're learning.
From sources familiar with the matter, we have confirmed that in that interview, Ghislaine Maxwell did not provide any information that would have implicated any potential top clients of Jeffrey Epstein or associates of any criminal conduct. Now, remember, the reason that Todd Blanche gave for arranging this meeting is because he said that the DOJ's internal files did not have any information in them that would lead the Justice Department to open any criminal investigations into somebody that has not yet been charged.
Maxwell is appealing her conviction. New York police say at least 4 people have died in a bus crash on I-90 in Pembroke. Dozens of others were injured. The cause of the crash unknown. This is ABC News.
Shop the Sherwin-Williams Labor Day sale and get 35% off paints and stains August 22nd through September 4th. With prices starting at $31.84, it's the perfect time to transform your space with color. Whether you're looking to revamp your interior or exterior, we have you covered with bold hues, soothing neutrals, and everything in between. Visit your neighborhood Sherwin-Williams store or shop the sale online. Delivery available on qualifying orders. Retail sales only. Some exclusions apply. See store for details.
With Robinhood, not only can you trade individual stocks and ETFs, you can also seamlessly buy and sell crypto at low costs. Trade all in one place. Get started now on Robinhood. Trading crypto involves significant risk. Crypto trading is offered through an account with Robinhood Crypto LLC. Robinhood Crypto is licensed to engage in virtual currency business activity by the New York State Department of Financial Services. Crypto held through Robinhood Crypto is not FDIC insured or SIPC protected. Investing involves risk, including loss of principal. Securities trading is offered through an account with Robinhood Financial LLC, member SIPC, a registered broker-dealer.
Now, the latest Alliance area news from Jeff Mears on AM 1310 WDPN.
Good afternoon. It's 4:02. This news a service of Cars Auto Repair. Canton fire officials say no one was injured in separate house fires this morning. Around 2:30, firefighters responded to the 1300 block of St. Elmo Avenue Northeast. The owner said a dog attempting to get food on the stove turned on an electric burner, triggering the fire. Smoke detectors alerted the family, who was already outside when crews arrived. The fire did minor damage to the kitchen before the residents put out the flames. Nearly an hour earlier, crews were called to the 800 block of High Avenue Northwest. They found heavy smoke coming from the home. An overheated electrical cord on an air conditioner started the blaze. Damage is estimated at $23,000. The house will likely be demolished. The Stark County Grand Jury has indicted a Nimishillen Township man accused of sexually assaulting a young girl. 56-year-old Everett Steed is charged with 3 counts of rape and 2 counts of gross sexual imposition. The alleged victim was 6 when the activity began in January 2004. The indictment states it continued until August 2009. Steen is scheduled for arraignment today in Common Pleas Court. He's being held in the county jail on $150,000 bond. One woman is dead after a 3-vehicle crash in Tuscarawas County. The Highway Patrol says it happened in Oxford Township around 2:15 Thursday afternoon. 18-year-old Ava Stamets was northbound on I-77 when her car crossed the median, entered the southbound lanes, and struck a pickup truck near milepost 63. The truck went off the left side of the interstate and overturned. Stamets' car hit another pickup, causing both vehicles to go off the right side of the road and crash into a guardrail. Stamets was pronounced dead at the scene. The other drivers and 4 passengers in the second truck were taken to a Cambridge hospital with minor injuries. The patrol says drugs and alcohol are believed to be factors. The incident is under investigation. A Salem man is headed to prison for possessing multiple images of child pornography. 64-year-old Barry Stevens was sentenced Thursday by Columbiana County Common Pleas Judge Scott Washam to 33 years behind bars. He pleaded guilty in March to 51 counts of pandering obscenity involving a minor. Stevens was arrested after a search warrant was executed at his home in February 2024. More than 2,000 images and videos of children engaging in sex acts were found on Stevens' computer. As part of his sentence, he must register as a Tier 2 sex offender. The legal firm appealing the way legal fees were split up among attorneys who helped broker the $600 million settlement between Norfolk Southern and residents affected by the East Palestine train derailment will argue the case. Oral arguments are scheduled for October 25th in the Sixth Circuit Court of Appeals in Cincinnati. Morgan & Morgan appealed final approval of the settlement, questioning the distribution of the fees. They argue the $180 million awarded to class counsel was divided unfairly and allege co-lead counsel exploited a quick pay provision. Morgan & Morgan filed an injunction in November 2024, but a federal judge ruled against it. The law firm filed an appeal in December. A Ravenna man has been sentenced to more than 10 years in prison for receiving and distributing child pornography. 47-year-old Daniel Robertson was sentenced by a federal judge to 121 months. He pleaded guilty in May to receipt and distribution of visual depictions of minors engaged in sexually explicit conduct. Robertson also was ordered to serve 10 years probation and pay more than $17,000 restitution. From March to December 2024, he downloaded and shared sexually explicit photos and videos of children. A search warrant was executed at Robertson's home in December when federal agents found the images and videos on electronic devices. A man who threatened a Hollywood gaming casino employee has learned his fate. 69-year-old Al-Fad Mohammed of North Jackson pleaded guilty Wednesday in Mahoning County Court to aggravated menacing and failure to comply. An intimidation charge was dismissed. Judge Scott Hunter sentenced Mohammed to 80 days in jail and 1 year of probation. He was given credit for 10 days served. On August 10th, Mohammed threatened to shoot a casino employee after losing a large bet. He was escorted off the property by security. Mohammed later led police on a chase and pointed a rifle out of his vehicle. He is banned from the Austintown casino. 2 Venezuelan women have each been sentenced to 2 months in prison after pleading guilty to possession of a fraudulent permanent resident card. 39-year-old Imeleth Nohemi Brasino Rodriguez and 33-year-old Dikla Emerlania Perez Rodriguez were sentenced this week in federal court. Both pleaded guilty in May. Brasino Rodriguez was also sentenced to 3 years probation, while Perez Rodriguez was given 1 year. On February 17th, Warren police found the women sleeping in a car at a convenience store on Parkman Road. Both had fake permanent resident cards. Brasino Rodriguez will surrender to Immigration and Customs Enforcement for deportation. The Trumbull County Prosecutor's Office is opposing release of a man convicted of killing his infant daughter. 44-year-old Renell Ziegler is serving 15 years to life for the October 2002 murder. He claimed he put his daughter down for a nap and she fell out of bed. Ziegler said he violently shook her to wake her up. An autopsy determined the child suffered from at least 6 separate points of blunt force trauma to the head that caused bleeding on the brain. Prosecutors say Ziegler has had at least 40 disciplinary instances during his time in prison. His parole hearing is scheduled for next month. It's 80 degrees in Alliance at 4:07. This is the local edition of WDPN News, a service of Cars Auto Repair. Cars with a K. I'm Jeff Mears.
Since 1996, Kale's Auto Repair Service, Cars with a K, has been the trusted auto repair shop in Alliance. With over 80 years of experience in Stark and Mahoning County, their team provides high-quality auto care and customer service. They offer a range of services from preventative maintenance to engine repair, AC service, and more. The shop features 10 bays, state-of-the-art diagnostic tools, and mechanics ready to get your car on the road again. They accept all makes and models, ensuring top-notch service for every vehicle. Open Monday through Thursday, 8 to 5 p.m. and Friday from 8 to 11 a.m. Schedule your appointment today by calling 330-821-3100.
This WDPN weather is brought to you by Canterbury Villa of Alliance, where your loved ones become family. Schedule a free visit today by calling 330-821-4000.
For the afternoon, mostly sunny with a high of 83. Overnight, mostly clear. Temperatures fall to around 61. Mostly sunny skies Saturday with a high of 85. Sunday, a slight chance of showers and thunderstorms during the afternoon. Otherwise, mostly sunny, a high near 80. That's your AM 1310 WDPN weather.
Send your loved ones to a place that cares and a place that they can trust. They'll find a place that feels like home at Canterbury Villa in Alliance. They will provide the highest level of care to their residents when it comes to skilled nursing, rehabilitation, long-term care, and Alzheimer's care. At Canterbury Villa, your loved ones become family. Located on Freshley Avenue, schedule a free visit today by calling 330-821-4000 and ask for Samantha Nutter. At Canterbury Villa, they walk the talk.
Get on board. The water is open. It's time to go boating and fishing and leave stress in our wake. Feel the wind as we ride and a fish on the line. Reel in our first catch and feel the sun at our backs. It's get out on the water season. It's time to get on board. Find out where to get on board near you. Visit Take Me Fishing and Discover Boating to learn more. And please recreate responsibly. Get on board. Get on board.
And we're live here outside the Perez family home, just waiting for and there they go. Almost on time this morning. Mom is coming out the front door strong with a double-arm kid carry. Looks like Dad has the bags. Daughter is bringing up the rear. Oh, but the diaper bag wasn't closed. Diapers and toys are everywhere. Ooh, but Mom has just nailed the perfect car seat buckle for the toddler. And now the eldest daughter, who looks to be about 9 or 10, has secured herself in the booster seat. Dad zips the bag closed, and they're off. But looks like Mom doesn't realize her coffee cup is still on the roof of the car. And there it goes. Oh, that's a shame. That mug was a fam favorite.
Don't sweat the small stuff. Just nail the big stuff, like making sure your kids are buckled correctly in the right seat for their age and size. Learn more at nhtsa.gov/the right seat.
Visit nhtsa.gov/the right seat.
Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Hey Max, you look sharp in that purple tie. Ready to harness the world as a guide dog?
You bet, Daisy. And your purple service dog vest really pops against your shiny fur.
First day on the job for both of us. We've got this, right?
You bet. Dogs Inc. trained us well.
Ready to make a difference for our humans?
Born ready.
Discover how extraordinary guide and service dogs change lives at no cost to the recipients. Visit dogsinc.org.
What does life after service look like? You might think it means slowing down or taking a step back. But for the VFW, it means stepping up. Fighting for veterans' benefits, rebuilding communities when disaster strikes, and evolving to meet today's veterans where they are. Because the veterans' mission never truly ends, and neither does ours. The VFW, still leading, still advancing, still serving. Get involved at stillserving.org.
Did you know that everyday conversations can help your children build math skills? Discovering numbers and shapes with your children in any language is a great way to make math fun. When you get excited about pointing and counting or comparing shapes, your child will love to learn math, and they are never too young to start. Visit talkingisteaching.org/resources/math for free videos, tips, and guides to transform everyday moments into magical moments for math.
Live from the AM 1310 WDPN studio, it's time for live and local sports talk. It's the Sam Bourquin Show.
I'm ready.
Give the show a call at 330-821-1310.
Good call, meatball.
Watch the Sam Bourquin Show on the AM 1310 Facebook page, the Q92 YouTube page, and on X. This is the Sam Bourquin Show on AM 1310 WDPN.
NFL Films music to fire us back in here. Welcome into the Sam Bourquin Show. It is hour 2 on AM 1310 WDPN. It is an AWP Safety Football Friday. Welcome in, everybody, as we broadcast from Marlington High School. Got a couple visitors in here, a couple of moths flying around. We're going to be joined by head football coach. Coach Cardinal is going to be coming up here about 5 or 6 minutes or so. So we're trying to get things set for him. And I think he might be bringing up a real special player too. I think he's bringing Cam Evanich up with him. So we will figure out a way to do this. Maybe one will not be in the camera, but we'll try to do as best we can here for you. In the meantime, the phone lines are open at 330-821-1310. That's 330-821-1310. You can text the show, too, at 330-924-7088. Marlington and Warrensville Heights is our matchup tonight here on 1310 WDPN. So we are certainly looking forward to that. Here comes Coach right now. So you'll probably be able to hear him coming up the steps because they've got the old school aluminum bleachers here. So they'll be coming up the steps here. Now I'm going to move this camera around here a little bit, so I'm going to be in the picture a little bit, and we'll see if we can get Cam and Coach in here, and we can do that. I think they're getting a little closer, a little bit closer. Here they come. I think they're coming in. So, again, 6:30 tonight is our pregame, so we'll be going live here until then. We'll take a little break and get things kind of resituated, and then we'll do our pregame at 6:30, and then the kickoff at 7. Caleb Norick will join me for the call tonight. That'll be at 7 o'clock right here on AM 1310 WDPN. And don't forget, you can watch and listen. Not watch video, but you can get the audio of the ball game tonight on our Facebook page, our X page, and of course the WDPN or the Q92 radio page on YouTube. But I do want to shout out all the folks for rolling out the red carpet here for us today. AD Scotty Stair, and of course here's Coach. And I'll tell you what, Coach, I'm going to have you grab the headset first, and then we'll go for a little bit, and then we'll bring one of your studs in here, and we'll talk a little football here on this Friday. You are perfect. Where to go? All right, Coach Joe Cardinal has joined us here in the booth on the Sam Bourquin Show, WDPN. How you doing, my man?
I'm good, Sam. How about yourself?
Good. How was opening day? It's. I know you probably got some butterflies, but if you didn't, something would probably be wrong. But what's it like for you when you got up this morning?
No, it's exciting. I mean, we're back. It's football season again. It's week 1, so. Really excited, but you said nerves too. And, I always tell our guys, hey, it's okay to be nervous. It means you care. So, right. It's kind of, you're going back and forth all day.
So what is game day like for you as a coach? I'm sure you get things, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock. What does that schedule look like for you that you try to get everybody to fall in line on?
I mean, we're not in school yet.
I know.
So it's a little different. Usually you kind of try to prepare throughout the day. Little things you kind of do today is you double check your roster,
Mm-hmm.
your offensive subs, defensive subs, special team subs, watch a lot of film again, see if you missed anything, kind of go through those things, and you kind of checklist everything you need, footballs, extra equipment, extra helmets, pads, those things. Then you kind of just divvy out each coach what the responsibility is. And then lots of group texts, going out. Yeah. Hey, tonight we need to do this. We need this, especially it's week 1. So yeah, we got a lot of guys that are playing for the first time ever on a Friday, but we have a staff that's never actually worked together yet on a Friday. So, if a lot of guys are here, but we got some new faces. So it's kind of just, hey, this is what we need to do. It's kind of that over and over and over again.
So how did the scrimmage season treat you guys? What did you learn, and what do you need to improve on?
Yeah, well, so we played CBCA to start with. Really good football team over there. Coach Cook does a tremendous job. They beat us up a little bit, which was good. They're expected to be one of the top teams in D3 this year. And so for us to go play with those guys was great. We held our own the entire scrimmage, so that was a lot of fun. Then we played Niles here. Niles, a long time historic program here in the state of Ohio. Yeah. So, I thought we played really well up front against those guys. we played a freshman quarterback, and that to get him some live snaps out there was nice to kind of see what he would do. And I really thought we played really well. And something we do really well is we rallied to the football, and there was some excitement with our team, be it old guys or young guys, kind of everybody cheering each other on. So it's nice to see that when your seniors care about your freshmen care about your seniors.
That's important. And it's not like that everywhere.
No.
Sometimes you got to really force that upon the older kids to, hey, let's work on taking somebody under your wing. And sometimes that doesn't work out, but that's why I think you're going to do a great job here with Marlington. So nonetheless, it's a brand new year. It's opening night, and you mentioned the quarterback situation.
Yes.
How will that play out? I'm not asking you to give us your starting lineups tonight. Maybe not. Maybe. But what's it like to groom and get somebody ready for the bright lights for the first time? That's got to be a little crazy for everybody, isn't it?
It's exciting. To me, it's more exciting than anything. Yeah, no, I mean, I'll tell you, we're going to go with Tyler.
Okay.
Tyler, freshman, he's going to go tonight.
Good.
And you're always worried with those guys. And then last week, in our game against Niles, we had the ball inside our own 10. He's in our own end zone, and at that point you're a little worried. Okay, how's this freshman going to do back to the goal line? And he made a tremendous read on their defense and threw about a 40-yard pass, and hit Malcolm Sayers running, and it was like, okay. He's got some moxie, which is good.
That's a good word. I like that word.
Yeah, so it's nice to have him. I mean, he's a baseball guy too. He's a basketball guy. This past summer he went down to Georgia and played in some big baseball games. So he's been in big moments. Has he ever been under Friday Night Lights? No, but I don't think it's going to affect him the way a game like tonight would affect a lot of freshmen.
As well as anybody, it all happens with the big men.
Yes.
In the pit, right? Offense, defense. How has that come along for you since you guys started your practices, your 2-a-days, what have you, through the scrimmage season? Have you seen some good stuff out of the big guys?
Oh, I love our guys up front. And we have depth up there too. A lot of juniors, sophomores, and then a couple seniors. Strong. We're the strongest up front collectively. I think we've been since I've been here, and we're mean, which is great. We have a lot of kids that they just like to get after it, and they get a little nasty in between the tackle boxes. And to have that up front is a lot of fun. To see those guys in the weight room pay off and the hard work pay off. I thought we pass protected better than we have the last 2 years. And then to get some of our tackles to cave up front, it's exciting. I mean, we're excited. Yes, young, but really excited.
Yeah, I know we had talked 3 weeks ago at the church in St. Harlan was for the preview, and I think I asked you something about this being your third year, ready to put your stamp on the program. So it's okay. This is your thing. Everybody is kind of coming together. Are you where you would hope to be now, or are you a little bit ahead, a little bit behind?
That's a great question. I think the buy-in is where you hope. The weight room is where you hoped. We're dealing with a couple COVID classes right now. I think that's why our junior, senior classes are so small, is because these are the guys that were in middle school when COVID came through. No, I like where we're at right now as a football team. Our practices have been more competitive this year in the past. We call this the team of opportunity. There's a ton of things out there for guys to get on the field. So, it's fighting for positions right now, and we have a lot of guys that, sometimes you get guys that just assume they have a spot, and this year we have a lot of guys hungry trying to earn spots. So no, I where we're at right now, I like where we're at.
Okay. Special teams, huge part of anything. Where are we at there?
So Tyler's also going to serve as our punter.
Okay.
Kicks the ball really, really, really well. Talon Siders, who is a soccer player here, will be our kicker, and we'll kick field goals and do kickoffs. So that's where we're at. A lot of the guys that play offense, defense are also on our special teams. That's a third of the game. So you never want to just wholesale change, those spots. So we put guys out there that, hey, if you're gonna play defense, let's get you down there on kickoff and let's get a stop. So that way you give yourself a better chance.
How do you, like, punt team, kickoff team, coverage, how do you handle that in practice as far as coaching? I know staying in your lane is always an important thing. How do you guys go about getting the information out to your kids to make sure they're doing the right thing?
Yeah, so Coach Sharkey, Jeff Sharkey is going to be our special teams guy, and Steve Hancock is also doing that. And everybody, I think, knows Coach Sharkey. He's been around quite a few places. I mean, was the head coach here. We have to work around our kicker because he has soccer practice. So usually what we'll end up doing is we kind of break it down based on the day. So Monday is our punt day. Tuesday is our kickoff return day. Wednesday is field goal block day. And then Thursday, we just rep it all again. If we're going to practice, say 2 hours, we're going to spend 25 to 30 minutes on special teams. So we're going to spend about a quarter of our practice on it. We do drills, and then, it's staying in your lanes. It's not overrunning the ball. It's coning. If we're kicking off, if it's kickoff return, it's making sure, head inside or head outside, depending on what type of return we have, hitting the holes hard. And then punt, same thing, block, then cover. It's a lot of just, you sound like a broken record, over and over and over again. But I mean, last year we played Warren JFK and we were in a really good spot, and then they returned a punt for a touchdown to end the half. And, I thought that swung everything. So it's kind of emphasizing how important special teams are. I mean, they're special. That's why they're called special teams.
No doubt. Joe Cardinal is our guest, AM 1310 WDPN, the head football coach of the Marlington Dukes. Marlington and Warrenville Heights tonight. Myself, Caleb Norick, with a call 1310 WDPN. One more for Coach, and we'll bring one of his outstanding young men in here. Warrensville Heights, 1-9 a year ago. You got them in your game a season ago. I imagine they're trying to get improved. They're not as young as they were a year ago. What couple of sentences? What are they going to bring in here tonight?
Well, I mean they're athletic and they're pretty physical too. They have a brand new coach coming over from Cleveland Heights, defensive coordinator from there, and then they got a few transfers also came with him from Cleveland Heights. So. We only got one scrimmage. They didn't film their first one, but we did get the second one. And I mean, same as before. There's athletes everywhere. That they get pretty nasty up front. We have preached all week about being the more physical team because we need to be, and that's something we can be. So no, I mean they're a team that they can turn a 5-yard hitch into an 80-yard touchdown every single play. 1-9. Last year they were very, very young, but also, I mean, they're a D4 playing mostly D3, D2s. Sure. So, I mean, they're playing up every week. So now they're in our region this week or this year. And this is a team that, if we expect to be a playoff team, we have to beat.
No doubt. Well, Coach, I appreciate you coming up here. Thank you for taking the time. Best of luck to you. And I'll have you introduce the young man you brought up, and we'll give him the headphones and we'll get ready to roll.
Yeah. So coming in will be Caden Dine, who's one of our senior captains. He'll be one of our inside linebackers and a running back. Also,
awesome.
Also number one attendance in the weight room in the offseason.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good too. All right. So we will hand that over to Caden. And that was a pretty good handoff, Coach. Must have been a quarterback back there. I knew you were. Well, Caden, how you doing, my friend?
I'm doing good. How about
Thanks for coming up. I appreciate you taking some time on game day. What's the opening game like for you as a member of the football team? Obviously, a student athlete. You're living your life, right? You're in high school having fun and studying and practicing. And what's opening day like for you?
Oh man, I'm excited. I mean, I'm nervous, but I'm really excited.
Do you have a couple of goals this year for I know it's about the team always, but what do you want to do offensively, defensively? What kind of numbers would you like to put up there?
I mean, I really don't have specific numbers. I mean, I want to do everything both ways. I want to contribute to the team, and I really just want to help our younger guys learn because we have a lot of young guys, and they have a lot of potential to become really good.
What's your favorite thing about playing football?
I just love being around all my friends, all my teammates, making friends. And I just love the energy of a Friday night, man. It's awesome looking up in the crowd, seeing everybody, hearing the band. It's amazing.
Yeah, it is pretty cool. We all love it. Even when you get old like us, you're gonna be like, man, that was pretty cool. You look back and you'll have some great memories. Was there a football player when you were growing up that you wanted to say, yeah, man, I want to play like that guy?
Nick Chubb.
Oh,
Nick Chubb, man.
Perfect. That is. What did you like most about Nick?
I just love the fact that, I mean, guys like Derrick Henry, Christian McCaffrey, everybody thought they were the best, but it was always Nick Chubb before he got hurt. He was a humble guy. He never really talked trash. He just did his job, and he did it good.
So when did you think about playing football? When you were real little? Did it take a couple of years? What year did you get started?
I started in first grade.
Okay.
I always wanted to play football. My older brother played football. My dad loves football. He always played football. So,
did you always think you would be a running back, defensive player, a two-way guy, or what did you probably want to be a quarterback, didn't you?
No, when I was younger, I was really heavy, and I was a lineman my whole career up until freshman year.
No kidding.
Yeah. Yep. I lost a bunch of weight just to play running back and linebacker. Yeah.
So I got to ask, don't get mad. How big were you?
Well, in 7th grade, that's when I decided I need to start losing some weight. I was about 5'8", 230 pounds.
Oh, that's not bad.
No, it's
that's not bad.
It was bad if you look at it. Yeah, man, it was bad.
Caden Dine is our guest here on the Sam Bourquin Show as we are live at Marlington, the Dukes, and Warrensville Heights coming up here on 1310 WDPN. We got about a minute or so to go. What's your favorite thing about being here at Marlington?
I just like everybody's close. I mean, it's not like a big school, but everybody's close here. Everybody knows you. Everybody knows your name. You know everybody else. You're friends with a lot of people. It's a small school.
Yeah, there's something to be said for that. It's a close knit. I imagine your class sizes are kind of small with your teachers, so you're getting to learn and everything. Before we let you go, I need your favorite hobby and your favorite musical group. What do you got?
My favorite hobby is probably weightlifting.
Okay.
And musical group, I don't really listen to a lot of groups, but I'd say one favorite musical group, I'd say Sublime.
Sublime?
Yes.
All right. You're good. You passed the test, my man. Thanks for coming up, Caden. Good luck to you. Thank you so much. Caden Dine, a nice fella in the weight room, and he's a terror on the football field. We'll be calling his name a lot tonight here as the Dukes take on Warrensville Heights on AM 1310 WDPN. That's why we love what we do. You get to talk to these great kids, talk to these great coaches. That's what it's all about. All right, we're going to step away. We're going to take a break. I know we got the news and weather coming up here at the bottom of the hour. We are 90 minutes in here on the Sam Bourquin Show on AM 1310 WDPN. It is an AWP Safety Football Friday. We'll be back. Stay with us.
Here's the latest news on AM 1310 WDPN.
Good afternoon. It's 4:30. Federal agents were seen this morning searching the residence of former Trump National Security Advisor John Bolton. The move comes as President Trump recently ramped up pressure on the Justice Department to bring charges against political opponents. ABC News White House correspondent Karen Travers has more.
Sources familiar with the matter tell ABC News the search of John Bolton's house in Maryland, just outside Washington, D.C., and being carried out by the FBI, is related to allegations that Bolton is in possession of classified records. FBI Director Kash Patel posted on X Friday morning, quote, "No one is above the law. FBI agents on mission." It wasn't immediately clear what sensitive records federal investigators believe Bolton may have possessed. Bolton has long been a target of President Trump's ire. Most recently, Trump has taken aim at Bolton's criticisms of the president's engagements with Russian President Vladimir Putin. Karen Travers, ABC News, Washington.
The world's leading authority on food crises says the Gaza Strip's largest city is gripped by famine, and it is likely to spread without an immediate ceasefire and an end to restrictions on humanitarian aid. The Integrated Food Security Phase Classification, or IPC, said today famine is occurring in Gaza City and could spread south to Khan Yunis and other communities by the end of next month. The determination comes after months of warnings by aid groups that Israel's restrictions of food and other aid into Gaza and its military offensive were causing high levels of starvation among Palestinian civilians, especially children. Eric Menendez was denied parole following an all-day hearing Thursday. He and his brother Lyle killed their parents 36 years ago in Beverly Hills. ABC's Alex Stone reports from prison the brothers are housed in San Diego.
After 9 hours of testimony, the decision came quickly on Thursday night. Parole denied for Eric Menendez. The 54-year-old now has to wait 3 years for another chance at freedom. Menendez talked during the hearing about fear of his father because of sexual abuse, but also admitted the killings were not in self-defense. Parole commissioners focused on illegal cell phones Eric Menendez has had in prison, clear rule violations. Alex Stone, ABC News, San Diego.
Today, Lyle Menendez is in front of the parole board. Strong winds and waves from Hurricane Erin have battered Nantucket and Martha's Vineyard as dangerous rip currents continue to threaten from the Carolinas to New England, but the storm is heading farther out to sea, and forecasters say the unusually large hurricane will slowly weaken into the weekend. On North Carolina's Outer Banks, waves breached dunes in the town of Kill Devil Hills, and water and sand pooled on Highway 12, but the low-lying islands appear to have dodged widespread destruction. It's 79 degrees on Alliance at 432. This is WDPN News. I'm Jeff Mears.
Here's the Alliance Area Weather Forecast on AM 1310 WDPN.
For your Friday afternoon, mostly sunny skies with highs reaching 83. Overnight, mostly clear and cooler, a low of 61. Mostly sunny Saturday with highs around 85. Sunday, mostly sunny with a slight chance of afternoon showers and thunderstorms, a high around 80. That's your AM 1310 WDPN weather.
High school football season starts this Friday night here on AM 1310 WDPN. Join Sam Bourquin for the play-by-play as Warrensville Heights takes on the Marlington Dukes. Hear all the live action right here on AM 1310 starting at 6:45 with the pregame show, kickoff at 7. Warrensville Heights takes on Marlington this Friday on AM 1310.
When something happens to your car, you might say, "Ugh, come on.
Seriously?
This is so extra.
But what you could say is,
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
your local State Farm agent is available when and where you need them, online, over the phone, or even in person. State Farm agents are here to answer your questions and help you file your claim.
This is so extra.
Get someone who can actually help. Contact State Farm agent Rich Plack today.
Welcome back to the Sam Bourquin Show, AM 1310 WDPN. We are live from Marlington High School. I am on the 47.5-yard line. I got a great view for our ball game tonight. Caleb Norick will join me pregame at 6:30, the kick at 7, as the Dukes will take on the Tigers of Warrensville Heights. I'm going to thank Joe Cardinal for coming up, Caden Dine for coming up. Man, they're media people just like you are. Just like you are, Mr. Stair. Scott, how you doing, buddy?
Doing well, doing well.
Thanks for coming up. I appreciate it.
It's been a while since we've talked.
I know. It's been a long time. It's been a long time. Of course, Scott is the brand new athletic director here at Marlington. And, wow, I was telling the listeners when I came on the air today, I have not done a football game at Marlington it's probably been 20 years.
Oh, wow.
And we were here a lot. This was when I was at the Canton station. We were here the one year a lot when you had Zach Higgins, the big lineman who went to Michigan State. You had DeMonte Thomas who went to Michigan. You had Alden Hill who went to Tennessee. And you just had studs. And in a great year. And Bookville ruined the season at Fawcett in the playoffs. I think it was like week 11, maybe week 12. But, I mean, this was the hottest ticket in town. And I say, oh, come on. No, this was incredible. Of course, the only difference now, you got turf now. There was grass then, and there's been some other things that have been done. But this place looks beautiful, and congrats on the new job. And how's things going for you?
Things are going great. 23 years at Canton South, and I had this opportunity, and I jumped on it, and people up here have been great. I mean, facilities are really nice. The community is great. Mm-hmm. What you find around here is it's a tight-knit community.
Right.
Like they like their kids to do well in everything. They support football, basketball, baseball, track, all the sports. It's kind of what drew me to want to come up here. Mm-hmm. Meeting the coaches, meeting Joe, one of the first people I met. Good dude. I mean, he's just a really good dude. And what I'm finding is like all the coaches up here just have a drive for their kids to be the best.
Yeah. So what's the day in the life of an athletic director? I know you guys haven't started school yet. It'll be a couple of weeks, but let's just say we're, I don't know, third week of September. What are your duties? What's the grind like for you? I know your hours are crazy. Tell everybody what's going on there.
Well, I don't think I have a script. I was talking to my superintendent the other day. I said, I'm so regimented with 26 years of teaching, and sit there and go, hey, at 9:07, I knew where I was every day. At 10:12, I knew where I was. At 9:07, I can be in 100 different places here. You're dealing with sound people, you're dealing with light people, you're dealing with press box issues, you're dealing with coaches, you're dealing with parents. Marlington's been great. They really let me get comfortable in this role. I had a small assistant principal's role along with this, but they've been, more than accommodating, making sure I get my feet on the ground and running with athletics. And right now it's the start of the season. I don't know what's going to happen when the kids get in the building. Yeah. It's going to be good to see them in a different realm. I've seen them at cross country practice. I've seen them at football practice. But as far as to see them in a daily routine, that'd be nice to see.
What drew you into the career that you're in now? What you're doing?
I love coaching. I've coached since 1998. Started track at Perry in 1998. I've coached. I've had stops at. I was at South for a long time. I was at Jackson as a head coach, and then came back to South. I was out of it for a year last year, no coaching, no nothing. And my wife could tell I missed it. And so when I had an opportunity to become an athletic director, she knew that's what I wanted. She knows she'll never see me again, which might be a draw for her. But
that's not why she said, hey, why don't you get back into it?
Yeah, but no, I guess when you've had a coach's wife, they tend to understand you and they get it. I was here from 7 o'clock till after a volleyball game, 7 o'clock in the morning till 10 o'clock last night. Got here at 7 o'clock this morning. I'll be here till 11 o'clock cleaning up.
Oh, yeah.
We got a volleyball game tomorrow. So I tell people it's a different type of time. It's not a regimented time, but it's a different type of time. You don't have 125 seventh graders looking at you in a day.
Yeah.
But you've got it's a different situation.
Yeah, I imagine, Scott, that we're talking with Athletic Director Scott Stair here from Arlington on the Sam Bourquin Show, 1310 WDPN. I imagine, it's not like, okay, if you know going in, you're going to put in 12 hours, at least, maybe more. But it's not in one spot. You're not glued to the chair or a desk or whatever. You're moving around. You're going different places, doing different things. That kind of breaks the day up a little bit, I imagine.
Oh, it's amazing. I've got a step counter, and if I don't lose weight in this job, there's something wrong, because I think I'm at like 18,000 steps today, and I was about the same yesterday. So it's on your feet. I don't want to be behind a desk. That's not why I got into it.
Right.
But there are some times where that has to happen, emails and contracts and things like that with other schools. But as far as being out and getting a field ready for a game, it takes some time.
So where do we sit here as far as maybe an update on the facilities, what some of the improvements that they have made maybe over the years? What do you hope to maybe get done in the next block of years, just like the vision, the forward thinking?
I have a vision within 5 years. A wish list. Within 2 years, our turf will be needed to be replaced.
Really?
Yeah. It's seen better days.
Okay. It does not look that bad from here, but you would know better than I.
It's got some seam issues, but they have to keep on come out and get fixed. Overall, it's in decent shape, but there's a wear pattern to them.
Sure.
So we need hopefully get 2 years out of this. Hopefully get 2 to 3 more years out of a track. So when you talk about a football renovation, a track, we need some flooring in the Mullen Center right next to us, which is a great facility to have. Volleyball, basketball, wrestling's all in there. Some middle school flooring needs done. If I had an endless supply of money, the baseball field would be turfed, the softball field would be turfed, because we miss out on so many games in the spring because
of weather.
Of weather, and they're not a washout, but it's too bad to play. You can't play, and if you're on turf, I bet you the teams that have turf are playing. And the rescheduling, any AD would probably tell you spring's the worst because you got to reschedule all those things. But like right now, that would be the grand thing. Get this facility looking nice, but then spread the wealth and make sure that football, baseball, softball. We have a great cross country course out here. We run a meet next week. The Ashley White cross country. This is a cross country school. 3-time state champion. Just the history of the athletes that came through. And DeMonte will be here today.
Oh, good. Yeah. Great. Good. I haven't seen DeMonte in forever. You mentioned about the turf. Now, I was always under the assumption that when a new carpet goes down, what's the life expectancy? Was it 10, 12, 14 years, something like that?
I think you can buy grades. A typical grade for a high school team is 10 to 12. But I found out talking with people with the turf that turf and tracks are sold on rules of how big your school is because how many kids will be on the turf and the usage of the turf or the track. So there's different levels of it. You can buy the base level, which I imagine would wear out closer to 10 years, and you could probably spend double and have it last 16 years. But as far as track surfaces and football surfaces, he told me the whole spiel, and I said, I'd never thought about it like that.
Yeah.
But I guess, if you're at Glen Oak, where you've got 500 kids running on a track on a daily basis, rather than here where you've got 70, track's going to wear out faster. So you need a higher grade in a place like that.
That's true. So with all the sports that you kind of oversee and all the seasons, is mentioned spring is probably most challenging just because of weather and everything. But fall sports, you're just starting school. Winter sports, there's that transition, and then there's Christmas break and New Year's, and so you're always dealing with kind of something. But is there a sports season that goes a little bit more smoothly for you, or no?
Right now, this is the only season I know as an AD. As a coach, I'm a track guy. I was a pretty good track athlete, and I've coached track, and I've seen some kids have some great success. I love track. Plus, I feel track's a pretty short season. By the time you start in early April, by mid-May, it's almost over, and the state meets in June.
Yeah.
Obviously, I think just being in the coaching world for such a long time that basketball, wrestling, those are long seasons. Because, you're starting late October, and sometimes if things go your way, you're still playing in February and March. So winter sports are long.
Yeah, no doubt. Well, I know you're busy. I appreciate you coming up here today. It was great to catch up and see you again. Yeah. Best of luck with everything. Hopefully a nice, smooth opening Friday for you, and then a smooth Saturday. I know there's probably stuff you got going there, and then once the kid gets back, you'll be rolling. But all the best to you.
I sure hope. Thank you, Sammy.
Thank you so much. Scott Stair, he is the athletic director here at Marlington, doing a great job. He's doing a little bit of everything. Got a nice, probably a 15-hour workday here, but a tremendous job, and we appreciate him taking time to come up and chat with us here on the show, 1310 WDPN. So I want to thank Scott for coming up and talking. I want to thank, of course, Coach Joe Cardinal and one of his standouts, Caden Dine, who we'll be calling his name tonight quite a lot. So I'm going to move our laptop over here, and we're going to come back over here and do this. So we're back in the photo. Now we got. See here, looks like some of the football guys are going out and just kind of getting the feel of the turf. Maybe do some stretching, what have you. Now again, I'm not sure. I meant to ask Scott when they open the gates. I don't know if it's 5:30 or 6 here, but it's 4:45 now. But this is about the time usually where if you're not in school. Like I'd imagine the kids probably start coming here at around 4, maybe, and just kind of getting things organized and getting where you need to go, and a little like the pregame of the pregame of the pregame of the pregame schedule kind of deal. So that's what they're kind of doing now. There's probably that might be the whole team down there. Most, I think I'm looking at about 35, 40 kids. I see Coach Joe is down there. So they're just getting a little, maybe have a couple of talks maybe. Some of the coaches are going to talk to them. Really nice to see and hear that DeMonte Thomas is going to be back here tonight. I want to tell you what, if you are familiar with Marlington football, or you're familiar with, the old NBC that is now the EBC, and I keep referring to that magical couple of years, I should say, when DeMonte and Alden Hill and Zach Higgins, and I know I'm leaving out a bunch of kids, but those are the three that I remember the most, and constantly calling their name and calling their number. That was a special time here. Like I said, you really couldn't get a ticket here. I remember broadcasting some of the games. A couple of big one Louisville game was here. There was a big Louisville game over there. I think West Branch was pretty decent during that time. But this place was rocking. It really was. It was packed on both sides. I know if you were a little bit late getting here to park, you had to park a little farther away, and it was a little bit of a long walk, but it was fun. And they were great on offense. They were great on defense. They had playmakers. I mean, on any given Friday night, if DeMonte or Alden Hill touched the ball, they could go. And I'm talking, they could go 30 yards, they could go 90. It didn't matter. And Zach Higgins was one of their big tackles, and I mentioned he went to Michigan State, I believe. He was just a beast. He was a force. And, you know, that was like a golden era-ish couple of years for the Marlington football program. And like I said, it's been a while since I've been back here to do a game, and I'm excited to call one here this evening with Caleb Norick, who will be joining us a little bit later on. We'll have our pregame at 6:30, and we'll kick this thing off right around 7 here on 1310 WDPN. If you want to get in, 330-821-1310 is our telephone number. That's 330-821-1310. You can text us at 330-924-7088, and you can also drop a comment on our WDPN Facebook page, our X page, and you can also drop a comment on the Q92 radio page on YouTube. So we did find out that we are going to see a freshman quarterback here tonight for the Marlington Dukes. Tyler is going to get the start, and we're looking forward to seeing what the young man can do. Trying to see here. They get him at 5'9", 155. Tyler Walder, freshman, wearing number 15. So that'll be exciting. Hey, how about that? Getting a start as a freshman, your first game on the varsity on a Friday night under the lights at home. I mean, that is really cool. And I imagine he'll be a little nervous, right? First couple of snaps, get the jitters, the butterflies, but once you get hit or get a couple of snaps, maybe get a couple of series under your belt, you know, what's the old thing? You want to slow the game down. You know, you want to get comfortable. Sometimes you got to get comfortable with being uncomfortable, and then once you're able to get through that, then good things start to happen. I know Coach Joe will put him in a good spot, and the rest of the staff, and they'll be ready to go. But a freshman to open up this season, you know what's kind of cool now that I'm looking forward to is watching this young fella grow in the position. We're gonna have Marlington 3 times at least this year, and it'll be neat to see him tonight. Then we'll be back in a couple of weeks. Then we'll be back at the end of the year. And I'm anxious to see the progress between week 1, week 4, week 8, week 10. And then if they have some success, obviously they would maybe be in a position to, you know, play some playoff games, maybe host a game or two here. So that's something that I'm really looking forward to here. Also, Caden Dine, the outstanding running back, looking forward to watching him do his thing tonight. And it won't be hard to remember Caden Dine because he wears number 0. You don't see that a lot in football, but he'll be wearing number 0 tonight. He's a senior running back, linebacker. He's Caden. They got him at 6'10" and about 215 pounds. Appreciate him coming up and talking with us here on the show. I want to remind everybody that every Friday we will be at a stadium here in the NBC. We're going to have that little triangle between Marlington, Alliance, and West Branch. Those will be the 3 stadiums that we will be doing ball games in this year. And every Friday is going to be an AWP Safety Football Friday. And just a little bit about AWP Safety. If you are looking to maybe make a little change in your career, you're looking for work, a little different path, a little different challenge, AWP Safety is for you. They're actually hiring right now. They're hiring traffic flaggers. They offer paid training. They offer certification, advancement opportunities. So if you're looking to make a move here, all you have to do is visit jobs at awpsafety.com. I'll read that to you again. Visit jobs at awpsafety.com. They are proud sponsors of our Friday football show here on AM 1310 WDPN. So thanks to AWP Safety for jumping on board here on the 2025 high school football season. Shout out to Drew and everybody at AWP Safety. Looking forward to a long-term relationship and friendship with you all as well. So Marlington now kind of getting a little. This is where the coaching comes in. They're kind of broken down here a little bit. They get about 10 kids here, 15 here, 10 over here. Each coach is kind of talking to them a little bit. They're intently listening in because it is the opener, and you want to be as prepared and fine-tuned as you can before you start the season. Warrensville Heights not here yet. I'm expecting them to probably be here, I would say, around 5:15-ish, maybe 5:30. They'll get off the bus. They'll get instructions what locker room to go in, and they'll get ready to go, find their lockers, get their gear on, get ready to come out, warm up, go back in, and bring out the special teams, bring out the big guys, and it's a whole new ball game. That's why I think it's if you have the opportunity, you want to open up at home. You're going on the road and you're taking freshmen and sophomores and juniors and seniors. You don't know what you don't know. So, and you're worried about transportation. Are the kids going to be in school on time? Do they got everything packed? Is the equipment ready? All that stuff you got to worry about. And it's the opening game of the year. This way you're at home. You're a little bit more comfortable. If you're missing something or you forgot something, it's probably here on the school grounds. If you forget something or miss something or don't pack something and you're an hour away or 2 hours away, then things can get a little crazy. So I think it's always good to open up at home, and that's exactly what the Marlington Dukes are going to do here tonight. All right, we will step out here. I've been blabbing for 20 minutes. Probably need a break from me. Let's do that. 330-821-1310 is our telephone number. It is the Sam Bourquin Show on a beautiful Friday here. Live at Marlington High School on AM 1310 WDPN.
You've always enjoyed an active lifestyle, hiking with family, resort vacations, the occasional trip to the spa, and nights out with friends at your favorite restaurants. You want and need your lifestyle to follow you into your retirement years. Now, imagine a place with peaceful surroundings, resort amenities, and easy access to city life. It's just around the corner at Copeland Oaks. Copeland Oaks has earned a reputation as more than a retirement destination, but also a place to call home. An independent consultant for senior living rated Copeland Oaks with a perfect score, and it's easy to see why. Maintain your lifestyle on the beautiful Copeland Oaks campus with all the amenities you love, and if you need it down the road, assistance is there. Keep living your life to its fullest at Copeland Oaks, your all-inclusive senior living resort. Visit CopelandOaks.com for more information. That's CopelandOaks.com.
Did you know that in Stark County, there are over 750 active 4-H members? Hi, I'm Cora Wines, the 2024 Stark County Fair Queen, and I raise sheep, swine, chickens, and dairy feeders. Through the 4-H program, kids have the opportunity to learn about science, agriculture, cooking, sewing, leadership, character, and so much more. You can help support the local 4-H program by making a donation or a purchase during the Stark County Junior Fair Livestock Sale, starting August 27th through the 30th. Support your local 4-H and visit juniorfairauctions.com for more information.
Do you have trouble getting in and out of the bathtub? Are you afraid you'll slip and fall entering or exiting a tub? Safe Step walk-in tubs can transform your bathtub from an area of concern to a calming refuge. Call them today at 1-800-498-2098 and save $1,600. Safe Step walk-in tubs and showers are proudly made in Tennessee and offer an ultra-low step-in, avoiding that difficult climb over a traditional bathtub wall. They also offer a variety of therapeutic benefits that may help soothe your aching muscles and joints, increasing your mobility, boosting your energy, and improving your sleep. Safe Step walk-in tubs are designed to easily fit your existing tub space and are often installed in as little as one day. Just dial 1-800-498-2098 today to save $1,600 and receive a free shower package. That's 1-800-498-2098 for a free no-obligation consultation and to save $1,600. Safe Step walk-in tubs. Safety never felt so good.
Welcome back, AM 1310 WDPN. It is the Sam Bourquin Show live from Marlington High School on a Friday afternoon. I want to thank Coach Joe Cardinal for coming up. I want to thank Caden Dine for joining us, outstanding football player, for the Dukes. And I want to thank Scott Stair, standing athletic director, for joining us here for a little bit on the show. Jeff Mears is standing by. He'll have all the latest news and weather coming up for you here in just a couple of minutes. We'll be back with one more hour. We will take our break between 6 and 6:30. And then we'll start the pregame for you right about 6:30, and then the kick at 7 tonight between Marlington and Warrensville Heights. Plus a lot of other ball games going on tonight on the Q92 Radio Sports Network. And you can check out Q92 Sports on Facebook, on X, Q92radiosports.com. The schedule will be up there. You can see all the big games that are going to be broadcast on week 1 of the high school football season on this beautiful Friday night. Guardians in action against the Rangers in Texas this evening. That will be 8:10 first pitch. The Guards really need to win. They need to get a sweep this weekend, or that could be it. I know there's still a little bit of time remaining, but the end of the season is coming quick. The end of the regular season is coming quick, and they're going to need to catch fire. They're going to need some great pitching. They're going to need some guys that have not been hitting a lick to start to do something here the next 15 to 20 games, or they're going to be on the outside looking in. So that's that. Week 0 in college football, the best matchup of the weekend is not in the United States. It's going to be in Dublin, Ireland. Okay? It'll be Kansas State and Iowa State meeting on Saturday in Dublin. That'll be the best game. It's week 0 for college football this weekend. And next weekend, we really get rolling. Ohio State, Texas. There's some other great matchups as well for week 1 of college football, and we are certainly looking forward to that. The Browns will be battling the Rams this weekend, tomorrow up in Cleveland. And hopefully everybody that needs to get snaps will get snaps. Hopefully there will be no more injuries. And then a little bit of downtime before the Browns and Bengals kick off the 2025 NFL season here in the first week of September. So there is lots of stuff going on. We invite you to follow us, to share our social media platform pages on X, on Facebook, on Instagram, on YouTube, AM 1310 WDPN across the board. Make sure you're hanging out with us Monday through Friday, 3 until 6. And before that and after that, because we like to keep you informed with what's going on 24/7, 365. We're going to take a break. We got the big news and weather block coming up. We'll come back with hour number 3 of the Sam Bourquin Show. It's an AWP Safety Football Friday here on AM 1310 WDPN.
Keeping Alliance entertained and informed for over a half a century. AM 1310 WDPN Alliance.
ABC News, I'm Michelle Franzen. The Justice Department has released the transcripts and audio recordings of talks with Ghislaine Maxwell.
I'm Ghislaine Maxwell.
The recordings have the convicted sex trafficker insisting to the Deputy Attorney General that she knows of no catalog of Jeffrey Epstein's clients.
There is no list.
Maxwell also told Todd Blanche she knows of no blackmail scheme or of any abuse of teenage girls by any of Epstein's high-profile associates. She had this to say about President Trump.
In the time that I was with him, he was a gentleman in all respects.
Following this interview, for which she was granted limited immunity, Maxwell was moved from a low-security prison in Florida to a minimum-security prison camp in Texas. Stephen Portnoy, ABC News, Washington.
Hurricane Erin pushing further away from the U.S. and weakening in the Atlantic. Surge and riptide alerts still a concern along the East Coast. And stocks rallied today after Fed Chair Jerome Powell hinted in a speech that interest rates cuts could be coming. This is ABC News.
Shop the Sherwin-Williams Labor Day sale and get 35% off paints and stains August 22nd through September 4th. With prices starting at $31.84, it's the perfect time to transform your space with color. Whether you're looking to revamp your interior or exterior, we have you covered with bold hues, soothing neutrals, and everything in between. Visit your neighborhood Sherwin-Williams store or shop the sale online. Delivery available on qualifying orders. Retail sales only. Some exclusions apply. See store for details.
If you've started thinking about what to wear this fall, your timing is perfect because Macy's Fall Preview event has early deals on looks everyone will be wearing. Romantic dresses from BCBG and Avec Les Filles, Western-inspired boots and bags from Steve Madden, all 25% off. Plus, take 15 to 25% off fall beauty from Yves Saint Laurent, Estee Lauder, and Clinique. Don't wait. This fall preview won't be around for long. So come into Macy's today. Savings off regular and already reduced prices. Exclusions.
Now, the latest Alliance area news from Jeff Mears on AM 1310 WDPN.
Good afternoon. It's 5:02. An overheated electrical cord on an air conditioner is getting the blame for starting a fire at a Canton home early today. Around 1:40, firefighters were called to the 800 block of High Avenue Northwest. They found heavy smoke coming from the structure. Damage is estimated at $23,000. The house will likely be torn down. A dog trying to get food on a stove started another house fire in the city. Firefighters responded to the 1300 block of St. Elmo Avenue Northeast around 2:30. The blaze was sparked when the dog turned on an electric burner on the stove. The family escaped when they were alerted by smoke detectors and put out the flames. The kitchen sustained was hurt in either fire. The Stark County Grand Jury has indicted a Nimishillen Township man accused of sexually assaulting a young girl. 56-year-old Everett Steed is charged with 3 counts of rape and 2 counts of gross sexual imposition. The alleged victim was 6 when the activity began in January 2004. The indictment states it continued until August 2009. Steen is scheduled for arraignment today in Common Pleas Court. He's being held in the county jail on $150,000 bond. A man accused in a violent assault in Canton is behind bars. 49-year-old William Harvey of Canton was arrested Thursday. He was wanted on a warrant charging him with felonious assault for an August 11th incident. Harvey allegedly used a chair to hit a 58-year-old Canton man in the head. Police say the incident occurred in the 1900 block of 6th Street Northeast. Court records state the victim suffered several broken bones and the loss of 4 teeth. Harvey is scheduled for arraignment today in Canton Municipal Court. The Highway Patrol is investigating a fatal crash in Tuscarawas County that occurred Thursday afternoon. Around 2:15, 18-year-old Ava Stamets was northbound on I-77 in Oxford Township when her car crossed the median and entered the southbound lanes. Her vehicle collided with a pickup truck near milepost 63. The truck went off the left side of the interstate and overturned. Stamets' car then struck another pickup. Both vehicles went off the right side of the road and hit a guardrail. Stamets died at the scene. The other drivers and 4 passengers in the second truck suffered minor injuries and were taken to a Cambridge hospital. The patrol is investigating the incident. Drugs and alcohol are believed to be factors. A Columbiana County judge has sentenced a man who pleaded guilty to child pornography charges to 33 years in prison. Common Pleas Judge Scott Washam handed down the punishment to 64-year-old Barry Stevens of Salem Thursday. He pleaded guilty in March to 51 counts of pandering obscenity involving a minor. As part of his sentence, Stevens must register as a Tier 2 sex offender. He was arrested after a search warrant was executed at his home in February 2024. More than 2,000 images and videos of children engaging in sex acts were found on Stevens' computer. Oral arguments are scheduled October 25th in the 6th Circuit Court of Appeals in Cincinnati for an appeal of the settlement between Norfolk Southern and residents affected by the East Palestine train derailment. The law firm Morgan & Morgan filed the appeal in December 2024. A federal judge ruled the previous month against their motion for an injunction of payment of legal fees in the $600 million settlement. Morgan & Morgan argued the $180 million awarded to class counsel was split up unfairly. They also accused co-lead counsel of exploiting a quick pay provision. The attorneys involved helped broker the settlement resulting from the 2023 derailment. It was granted 1 year ago. It's off to prison for a Ravenna man who pleaded guilty to child pornography charges. A federal judge sentenced 47-year-old Daniel Robertson to more than 10 years behind bars. He pleaded guilty in May to receipt and distribution of visual depictions of minors engaged in sexually explicit conduct. Robertson downloaded and shared sexually explicit photos and videos of children from March to December 2024. Federal agents found the material on electronic devices after a search warrant was executed at his home in December. Robertson also was ordered to serve 10 years probation and pay more than $17,000 restitution. 80 days in jail and 1 year of probation is the sentence issued to a man who threatened an employee at Hollywood Gaming Casino in Austintown. Mahoning County Judge Scott Hunter handed down the punishment Wednesday to 69-year-old Alfad Mohammed of North Jackson. He pleaded guilty to aggravated menacing and failure to comply. An intimidation charge was dropped. Mohammed was given credit for 10 days served. He is banned from the casino. After losing a large bet, Mohammed threatened to shoot an employee August 10th. Security escorted him off the property. Mohammed later led police on a chase and pointed fired a rifle out of his vehicle. A federal judge has sentenced 2 women for having fake forms of identification. 39-year-old Amelia Nohemi Rosino Rodriguez and 33-year-old Dikla Emirlania Perez Rodriguez pleaded guilty in May to possession of a fraudulent permanent resident card. They were each sentenced this week to 2 months in prison. Rosino Rodriguez will surrender to Immigrations and Customs Enforcement for deportation. Warren police found the women sleeping in a car at a convenience store on Parkman Road February 17th. Both had bogus permanent resident cards. As part of her sentence, Rosino Rodriguez will serve 3 years probation. Perez Rodriguez was handed 1 year. A parole hearing is scheduled next month for a man serving 15 years to life in prison for murdering his infant daughter in October 2002. The Trumbull County Prosecutor's Office opposes the release of 44-year-old Renal Ziegler. He claimed he put his daughter down for a nap and she fell out of bed, and he violently shook her to wake her up. But an autopsy concluded the child suffered from at least 6 separate points of blunt force trauma to the head that caused bleeding on the brain. Prosecutors say during his time in prison, Ziegler has had at least 40 disciplinary instances. A man pleads guilty for a high-speed chase that began in Sharon, Pennsylvania, and continued into Trumbull County. Brookfield Township police say the vehicle nearly struck a cruiser as an officer prepared to join the pursuit at Standard Avenue near Elm Street, February 14th. The chase reached speeds of 100 miles per hour. It ended after the highway patrol placed stop sticks in the roadway. 24-year-old Xavier Ford of Warren fled on foot, but was arrested in a wooded area a short time later. He pleaded guilty to a charge of failure to comply. Ford was wanted on a warrant in PA. A pre-sentence investigation will be conducted. If you're thinking of buying a folding cell phone, here's some news. ABC's Mike Dubusky has more.
Not so long ago, buying a folding phone meant buying a fragile phone.
So they were always getting destroyed due to things like a speck of dust got in the hinge, and now you can hear the gears grinding every time you open your phone. Like, that is not ideal.
Engadget's Chairlyn Lowe says Google is making a durability argument with its new Pixel 10 Pro Fold, the first folding phone to be IP68 rated. That means
people don't call it waterproof, right? But if you were to like hold your phone in the water for like a quick photo, it'll be fine.
But you'll pay for that extra toughness.
They're still expensive. At $17.99, the Pixel 10 Pro Fold is about the price of 2 phones.
Lowe says the Pixel stands in contrast to 2025's other big foldable, the ultra-thin Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 7.
The Galaxy Z Fold 7 feels to me like an aesthetic play. And Google made the first foldable phone that has an IP68 rating.
With Tech Trends, I'm Mike Dubusky, ABC News.
It's 80 degrees and Alliance at 5:09. This is the local edition of WDPN News. I'm Jeff Mears.
Now, the Alliance Area Weather Forecast on AM 1310 WDPN.
For your Friday afternoon, mostly sunny skies and a high reaching 83. Overnight, mostly clear, cooler, a low of 61. Saturday, mostly sunny skies with a high around 85. Sunday, mostly sunny with a slight chance of afternoon showers and thunderstorms, a high near 80. That's your AM 1310 WDPN weather.
Hey, Max, you look absolutely dashing in that purple tie. Ready to harness the world?
You bet, Daisy. I'm ready as I'll ever be. And might I say, your purple tie really pops with your vest.
Thanks. I almost went with a cape, but didn't want to come across as pretentious.
Nonsense. Anyone in our line of work should rock a cape.
You might be onto something, Max.
Phew, so here we go. First day on the job. We've got this, right?
Right. Don't forget, we both graduated from Dogs Inc. with honors.
Which means I can guide my human around a busy city with ease.
And I can give my human a restful night.
I hope my human is kind and loving.
And I hope mine likes wet kisses and zoomies.
Ready to make a difference?
Born ready. Let's go.
Discover how extraordinary dogs like Daisy and Max change lives at no cost to the recipients. Visit dogsinc.org.
School sports are played by humans, coached by humans, and officiated by humans. So the next time you're sitting in the stands at a school athletic event, please remember this and maintain your humanity, especially when it comes to judging and critiquing athletes, coaches, and officials. Please show your fellow humans some respect. They'll appreciate your empathy.
This message presented by the OHSAA and the Ohio Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Live from the AM 1310 WDPN studio, it's time for live and local sports talk. It's the Sam Bourquin Show. I'm ready. Give the show a call at 330-821-1310.
Good call, meatball.
Watch the Sam Bourquin Show on the AM 1310 Facebook page, the Q92 YouTube page, and on X. This is the Sam Bourquin Show on AM 1310 WDPN.
Oh yeah, that'll get you going, won't it? That'll get the football juices going. Welcome back in, everybody, to the Sam Bourquin Show on AM 1310 WDPN. It is the AWP Safety Football Friday as we are broadcasting live today from Marlington High School, and this will be the site of our football game tonight between the Marlington Dukes and the Tigers of Warrensville Heights. Welcome in, everybody. Hour 3, I should say, of the program. Appreciate you being along with us today on 1310 WDPN, on our Facebook page, our X page, and, of course, YouTube. We certainly love hanging out with you Monday through Friday. Fridays are going to be really, really neat all season long. Again, shout out to Drew and the crew with AWP Safety coming on board to present our Friday football shows all season. Looking forward to doing that. We will be at Alliance next Friday for our second ball game of the season. We're going to do the EBC triangle, if you will. We're going to be Marlington, Alliance, West Branch. That'll be our 3 home bases, except for week 3. We will actually be up in Streetsboro as Alliance will take on the Streetsboro Rockets that night. But other than that, we're going to be in this area here. In the Greater Alliance area, if you will. We're going over to Beloit a little bit, and of course here at Marlington, and we're looking forward to having a great football season, calling some great games, seeing some great football, getting to know a lot of the fans. If you come on up to the booth, just say hello. We got the windows wide open today because it's. I'll tell you what, we open the show up here at 3, and sometimes you try to tell yourself it's not as humid as it really is, or it's not as warm. Oh, it's muggy. I'm going to come clean. It's muggy. And I'm going to tell you that because when my guy, Scotty Stair, was up here, he's the new athletic director, he was sweating a little bit. And I thought, okay, it's hot. It's warm. I'm feeling the exact same way as he is. So, yeah, I've been kind of mopping my forehead a little bit here. But, it's a little bit more humid than maybe I was willing to admit or lead on when we open the show. So make sure everybody coming tonight, you're hydrated, or you bring a couple of bucks or your debit card so you can get some water or Gatorade or what have you, because it is it's a little sticky. I will tell you that. Now, hopefully the players are hydrated. They've been drinking water probably the last 4 or 5 days. You got to hydrate 4 or 5 days before. The old pickle juice trick, I think, works. That keeps you from cramping up and getting dehydrated and all that stuff. So hopefully everybody listen to their coaches this week, and they'll be set and ready to roll. If you want to join the conversation, 330-821-1310. That's 330-821-1310. You can always text us at 330-924-7088, and we'll be on the YouTube channel, of course, the Q92 Radio YouTube page. We'll be taking your comments and all those good things there as well. Also coming up around 5:28 or so, we'll have On This Day in Sports History, and then we'll take you up to 6 o'clock, and then we'll take our little break, and Caleb and I will get resituated. We're going to have to figure some stuff out here. We got plenty of room, but we're going to have to figure out where to put our stuff so we can both have a good view and be close to the board and be close to the computer and be close to this and that. They got a little mini partition up that separates, so you could probably have like a crew of 2 on each side of the partition or so. And I think we're going to be the only ones in this room tonight, so maybe we can kind of move some things around and we'll get comfortable and we'll get situated. So we'll be doing all that between 6 and 6:30, and then we'll have the pregame for you and then the kickoff tonight at 7 o'clock. High school football last night. It was opening night on the Q92 Radio Sports Network, as we had a couple of games for you. Canton Central Catholic and Perry. The Panthers won that ball game by the score of 41-14. So Spencer Lino gets his first win as coach of the Panthers. And then A.J. Sarbaugh and the Fairless Falcons took care of Sandy Valley last night. 50-13 was the final score. And everybody got to do the Ring of Fire last night. I know Antonio Hall was excited. He could see the Ring of Fire in person, and he got to. He was with Keller. They called the game last night on Q92radiosports.com and got to see the Ring of Fire. I remember the first time I got to see the Ring of Fire. What is all this stuff? What are we doing? And I'm going to tell you what. We had a great game that night. All the students went out onto the field. They got in a big circle. Coach Sarbaugh got in the middle at the 50-yard line. The players were out there. They fired up Johnny Cash over the PA, the Ring of Fire, and it's a thing. You know what I'm talking about. If you're a Fairless fan or you go over to watch the Falcons play, it's a thing. So if you haven't seen that, you need to get over on some Friday night and you need to check that out. So congratulations to Fairless. Congratulations to Perry last night on their wins. Do want to give a shout out to Central Catholic quarterback Brock Bourquin, who had a little scare last night on the football field, had to be taken off. But I understand he is doing much, much, much better. I believe he was released from the hospital late last night, early this morning, texting back and forth with some close relatives. So, Brock, hope you're doing well, bud. Hope you get out there and play again when you're ready and when you're healthy and when you're ready to go. That was a scary moment last night. That was, but Brock, I understand, is doing much better, and our thoughts and prayers are with him and the Central Catholic football team and the Crusader community. That was just that was rough last night. About a half hour of just kind of wondering what the heck was going on, but doing well, I understand, and hopefully he'll get back out there and start doing his thing. Brock's a heck of and he's only a sophomore too. He's really good football player. As mentioned, AWP Safety is our presenting sponsor on Fridays, and we would want to tell you that AWP Safety is now hiring, and they're looking for some traffic flaggers. Kind of a cool job. Getting people in and out of sporting events, concerts, maybe, some kind of construction areas on the road. You see the people out there that are helping you slow down or telling you to get going or to stop in a certain lane. If you're looking to make a little change, you want to make a little career move, you just want the opportunity for advancement after a little while. AWP Safety is where it's at for you, and all you have to do is just apply jobs at awpsafety.com. Okay? Visit jobs.awpsafety.com. They will offer you paid training, which is nice, certification, and they'll offer you advancement opportunities too. So it's all happening right now at AWP Safety. Check them out, as they will get you where you want to go. All right, let's check the time here. I believe we're coming up on 20 minutes after 5. We'll take a break here in a minute. Do want to let everybody know that we will be back in studio on Monday on the Sam Bourquin Show, 3 until 6, 1310 WDPN. Before that, though, we got Rex in the mornings. Don't forget, 6 until 10, and then John Tesh from 10 until 3, and then we come in 3 to 6, and then you go back into your great music when we're done at 6 o'clock Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Guardians in action against the Rangers this weekend. They really need to get 3. They're scuffling. They're 3-7 in their last 10. Royals have passed them by. They got to get things turned around. Week 0 of college football. There's only 5 games this weekend. The big one's in Dublin. Iowa State, Kansas State. That should be a good one. Good luck to former Purple Raider and Iowa State head coach Matt Campbell and the Cyclones this weekend over in Dublin, Ireland. Browns and the Rams are coming up on Saturday. We'll see who gets the snaps. You hear so many different stories. Like yesterday, you heard, okay, so-and-so is going to get 25 snaps. This quarterback's going to play. That quarterback's going to play. Then you hear, no, this guy's not going to play. Just wait till they go out and play on Saturday. You'll know who's going to play when they play. Okay, I do think we kind of waste a lot of time speculating what's going to happen, especially during the preseason. They're going to play when they're going to play. Okay? They're going to play when they play, and then you'll know. And then the coaches will make their decision. I heard a story today, I think it was on national radio, where there was and I don't know this to be true, this is just what I heard. And Eric Dickerson, I think, is the one that said this. Former LA Ram running back, and of course Hall of Famer. But apparently, allegedly, there was a memo sent out to all 32 NFL teams from the NFL. And you know what that allegedly the memo said? Don't draft Shedeur Sanders. Don't do it. Again, I don't know if that's true. That's just what I've been reading. That's what I heard. Well, the Browns didn't listen. They took him in the 5th round, the 122nd pick. And I'm wondering, are there going to be ramifications now against Cleveland? Are they going to, are they going to make life miserable? If it's true. I mean, I don't know if it's true or not, but this has been going around now for at least the last 24 hours. And look, the NFL it's their own entity. Okay? They can do whatever they want to do. They call the shots. It's their own thing. They can fix games if they want to legally. Honestly, I'm not even trying to be funny. They're their own entity. They can do what they want. So, yeah, does it sound crazy that they would send a memo to all 32 teams with a fist saying, don't you dare draft Shedeur Sanders. Don't do it or else. Well, if that's the case, the Browns did draft Shedeur. So what's the or else part of it? What is the NFL going to do? Are they going to make it difficult on them during games? Are they going to get the short end of the stick on officials' calls? Are they going to get the short end of the stick on reviews? Are they going to try to stick it to them? I mean, what's going on there? I would hate to think that they would do something like that, but it is well within their umbrella, the shield. They can do stuff like that. They're their own entity. The NFL is their own thing. So I don't know what to believe about that. I really don't. I hope it's not the case. Now we know all the stuff with Shedeur that was going on, that he might be difficult to deal with, or he said, I'm not going to certain teams, don't draft me, or Deion was saying stuff, don't draft my son. Here's a list of 5 or 6 teams that I will allow him to go play for, all this kind of crazy stuff. And maybe the NFL didn't want any part of that. And maybe that's when the memo went out, don't draft this kid because it's going to be trouble. Deion's going to be trouble, the whole thing. I don't know. But that rumor yesterday, I thought, holy cow, what are we doing here? What is going on? So we'll continue to follow that. We may have something really big to talk about on Monday on the show beginning at 3 p.m. All right, let's take a break. We'll come back with the On This Day in Sports History, and we'll get you to the bottom of the hour news. But first, a quick break from Arlington, the Sam Bourquin Show on AM 1310 WDPN.
Black's Radiator Service in New Waterford reminds us that many veterans returning from service are in need of work. Many have elite military training and valuable professional skills that can benefit your company. Show your stripes, hire smart, and hire vets. This message from Black's Radiator Service at 46469 Beaver Lake Road in New Waterford. Stop in for a free estimate on all radiator work or any minor or major repair. Brian is ASE certified, so call to set your appointment today at 330-846-0123. That's 330-846-0123. Or visit blacksradiatorservicellc.com today.
Did you know that in Stark County there are over 750 active 4-H members? Hi, I'm Kelly Brenner, and I raise market beef steers, dairy beef feeders, and beef breeding heifers. Throughout the 4-H program, kids have the opportunity to learn about science, agriculture, cooking, sewing, leadership, character, and so much more. You can help support the local 4-H program by making a donation or a purchase during the Stark County Junior Fair Livestock Sale, starting August 27th through the 30th. Support your local 4-H and visit yourjuniorfairauctions.com for more information.
Mike's Transmissions and Sales reminds us that many veterans returning from service are in need of work. Many have elite military training and valuable professional skills that can benefit your company. Show your stripes, hire smart, and hire vets. This message from Mike's Transmission and Sales, 202 Meridian Road, Youngstown, your transmission experts, new or rebuilt for any car or truck. Stop in for free estimate or call Mike or Steve today at 330-799-8266. That's 330-799-8266. They're ASE certified and have over 20 vehicles for sale on lot.
All right, we're back here at Marlington High School, AM 1310 WDPN, the Sam Bourquin Show, 27 minutes after. 3 minutes away from the news and weather coming up here at the bottom of the hour. 6:30, our pregame tonight from the home of the Dukes, and then Marlington and Warrensville Heights will get together. And you can join myself and my partner tonight, Caleb Norick, with the play-by-play beginning at 7 right here on AM 1310 WDPN and all of our 1310 WDPN social media platforms. All right. Hey, real quick before we get into on this day, so you can just keep that music rolling. I did want to get a quick thing in here for the Little League World Series. We're all set now. The International Championship, Chinese Taipei, Aruba, 12:30 on ABC on Saturday. And then the United States Championship is at 3:30 as Connecticut will play Nevada. And those two teams will come back and play for the Little League World Series. Okay. On this day in sports history, 1951, 75,052 people showed up to watch the Harlem Globetrotters perform. It was the largest crowd to see a basketball game ever. On this day in 1989, Nolan Ryan became the first Major League pitcher to strike out 5,000 batters. On this day in 2001, a little hockey here for you. Brett Hall signed a 2-year deal for $9 million to play for the Detroit Red Wings. And finally, on this day in 2003, Albert Pujols of the St. Louis Cardinals. Well, he went 0 for 5 that day, and that ended a 30-game hitting streak for Albert. That was on this day in 2003. That'll do it. Another edition of On This Day in Sports History. We will take a break, and we'll come back after the news and weather. And one more big half hour to go here on the Sam Bourquin Show, presented by AWP Safety on this Friday night on AM 1310 WDPN.
The same number of seats at the urging of President Trump. Texas legislators meet again today. They could give final approval to that plan. Mississippi is declaring a public health emergency over rising infant mortality rates, 9.7 deaths per 1,000 births, nearly double the national average. ABC News medical correspondent Dr. Darian Sutton on the reasons.
Research points to outcomes such as preterm birth, congenital conditions, and sudden infant death syndrome, but there are also preventable causes behind this: limited access to prenatal and maternal care, higher poverty rates, and higher rates of chronic illness.
The state is working on eliminating coverage gaps and educating parents. It's 80 degrees in Alliance at 5:32. This is WDPN News. I'm Jeff Mears.
Here's the latest forecast on AM 1310 WDPN.
For the afternoon, mostly sunny with a high of 83. Overnight, mostly clear. Temperatures fall to around 61. Mostly sunny skies Saturday with a high of 85. Sunday, a slight chance of showers and thunderstorms during the afternoon. Otherwise, mostly sunny, a high near 80. That's your AM 1310 WDPN weather.
Wounded Warrior Project helps post 9/11 veterans and their families realize what's possible. With support and resources that bring warriors together and empower them to become stronger, both inside and out.
It's possible to begin healing, to get the help you need,
to find peace. And as each warrior's needs evolve, so do we. Because these last 20 years are just the beginning. Learn more at woundedwarriorproject.org/possible.
I'm Chris Jakovic. I served in the United States Air Force and I deployed 3 times. So in 2017, I was serving as an Air Force First Sergeant. Our motto in that role is "My job is people, everyone is my business." But unfortunately in that year, I would lose my own brother, Lance Corporal Adam Jakovic, to suicide. The majority of veteran suicides are from guns. I store my weapons securely, not only for myself, but for my family. Store all your guns securely. Help stop suicide. My service never stops.
Brought to you by End Family Fire and the Ad Council.
T10 WDPN. Good thing I put my headset on. My guy Caleb Norick is in the house, and he is actually going down to the field to take care of some stuff, and he'll be back up with me. He may be able to jump on with me before 6. If not, we'll certainly we'll talk to Caleb here at 6:30. He'll be with me all season long. High school football on Fridays on AM 1310. WDPN. Phone lines are open, 330-821-1310, 330-821-1310. What matchups are you going to tonight? Which games are you focusing in on, if you will? I know Massillon-Glenville is going to be good. Chardon-Jackson is going to be good. I think Glen Oak-Dover is going to be a good game. I really do. Some have tried to tell me otherwise, but I think Glen Oak can play with Dover. I don't know. I know Dover's got a new coach. First time in almost 30 years that Dan Ift is not on the sideline. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, there's some great ball games going on tonight, and hopefully you can catch them all. You know what? You want to switch around a little bit tonight? You want to listen to our game, 1310 WDPN, see what's cooking over here. With Marlington and Warrensville Heights. You can click on over to Q92radiosports.com. We've got 6 other ball games going there. Of course, the headliner on Q92 Radio with Clint and Brian and Ryan is Cleveland, Glenville, and the Massillon Tigers at Paul Brown Tiger Stadium. So should be a very good ball game. A lot of new faces for the Tigers on the field, a lot of new faces for the Massillon coaching staff. So I'm intrigued to kind of follow along the scores there. Also, you will notice this year, new feature for us for high school football. If you're watching on your phone, your computer, your tablet, kind of hard, but you're going to really like the presentation, the optics, I guess, would be a good way to describe it, where you're going to see like the score of the team, We're going to be changing the score as it goes. You'll have the colors of the team, their logos. It's really, really neat. If you didn't get a chance to see it last night with the Central Perry game or the ball game between Fairless and Sandy Valley, looked really sweet. I gotta tell you, it looked really nice. So you can expect that on all of our great crews tonight, all along the Q92 Radio Sports Network on this high school football Friday night. Of course, we're looking forward to hanging out with you tonight here from Arlington as the Dukes look to start the season 1-0 against visiting Warrensville Heights. Heights is here. They do have, great, yellow numbers on white jerseys. First game of the year. Oh, well. Yeah, we'll have to adjust the eyes for that a little bit. So Warrensville Heights is here. They're getting dressed. Some of the guys are out on the field, going over to the far side, getting on the bench. The coaches and the staff, they're working, getting their headsets set up and all that stuff you got to do before the game. And of course, the Dukes will be coming out here with some guys warming up here in the next 35, 40 minutes or so. And the specialty units will be coming out, and the linemen will come out, and the skilled players will come out. Looks like Marlington's going to be in the all black tonight, looks like.
Upstairs in that corner, there's a fridge with water in there.
Oh,
for you guys.
you are my hero.
And
Thank you.
There's pizza. We'll be here at 6:30.
Thank you.
Okay. So it's just like up in that, go up the stairs in that corner room.
Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you very much. Hey, one of the senior moms just came up and said the greatest thing I've ever heard. There is water upstairs in the refrigerator. That is good. I brought my Buckeye thermos, but it only holds about 14 ounces of water. So, yeah, that's awesome. That must have been Bryce Jones' mom. Okay, Bryce wears number 4. She's got the number 4 jersey on. So, thank you, Mrs. Jones. We appreciate that. Holy cow, water! I'm excited because I was trying to fake everybody out here when we started at 3:00. Oh, it's not too hot. It's not too humid. Yes, it is. And I'm very thirsty. So I'll be ready for water coming up here at 6:00. No doubt about that. Where was I? So, yeah, Heights is coming out on the field now. They're getting some of their pregame stuff in. So, yeah, so Marlington, it looks to be they're going to go black jerseys tonight with the black pants and white numbers with the orange trim. And Heights is going to go with, looks like white jerseys, white pants, kind of a yellow gold number and letter with a little bit of like a navy blue trim. All right. So that's the uniform look right now. So that's going to be, that'll be cool. All right. Caleb's down there taking care of business. Good job. He'll be going down a little bit later on to get our interviews tonight. Of course, all our pregame begins at 6:30. We'll have coaches' interviews, and we'll break down the games. We will have previews of all of our other 6 games going on tonight. So we get about a minute and a half of like a little scouting report on all the other games. That'll be during our pregame. So if you want to know what's going on with Massillon Glenville, or you want to see how the stage is going to be set for Jackson and Chardon, we got you covered tonight here on 1310 WDPN and all along the Q92 Radio Sports Network. What else can I tell you here? Looks like they've opened the gates, sir. Because there are a few fans that have come in, and they've staked out their place in the bleachers. They've got the aluminum bleachers here, and so the fans that are here, some of them already have their chair backs, so they will grab their spot. They'll kind of stake that out, and now they're ready. They're ready for action now for game night. So the gates are officially open, and some folks are coming in, and imagine they'll be hitting up the concession stands and all that good stuff. Here comes some more Heights players. They're coming out on the field. Marlington will be out to warm up here pretty soon. Don't forget, next week we will be at Mount Union Stadium for our second ball game of the year, as Louisville will play Alliance. That's next Saturday. I think Mount Union, Saturday. Next Friday night at Mount, Alliance hosting Louisville. Caleb and I will be on the call at 7 right here on 1310 WDPN. Banners look good, my friend. I'm going to have you slap these on here. What the heck? You might as well jump in here and we'll talk a little shop here on this Friday afternoon on the Sam Bourquin Show. Caleb Norick, welcome. How you doing, bud?
I'm good. I'm ready to go.
You ready to go? Working up a sweat already?
It's hot.
I just got the greatest information in the world. One of the Marlington's moms came up, and she said, there's bottled water for you guys upstairs in the refrigerator.
It's the best thing I've
That
heard
was
all
the
day.
best thing I've heard all day. And then she made it even better. She said, and there's pizza coming around 6:30.
It did get better. That's
So
great.
it's going to be a lot better. Well, welcome. I'm looking forward to working with you each and every Friday night. We get to meet briefly at St. Harmlebus Church a couple of weeks ago for the Stark County High School football preview. But I guess let's introduce you to the audience. Kent McKinley, right?
Yep.
Malone Pioneer.
Yep.
Tell us about yourself.
Yeah, I'm a Canton guy, born and raised, went to Lehman, went to McKinley, and graduated in 2010. Didn't play any sports there, but went on to Malone, was a sport management major in business. And then I worked there until 2020. So as a student, GA, and then full-time for about 10 years. Ran various varsity sports, including football, when they still had it. Rest in peace. But, so I've been around the game, been to many, 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 many Friday night high school games, but this is new and exciting, so we're ready.
Yeah. So what made you want to kind of jump into the media part of it? I imagine you did some of that at Malone, right?
I did. I did. Yeah. At a school like that, as you probably know, you do a little bit of everything. If you're full time, there's not any role that you don't fill at some point. So I've been out of Malone for 5 years now, working in kind of operations and have a young family. And so I was looking to get back into sports on a part-time basis.
Sure.
Come on Friday nights, have some fun, and enjoy some high school football. So
good. Well, you're in the right place, and I think we're going to have a lot of fun this year. With we're going to be basically with I'm calling it the EBC triangle of Alliance, West Branch, and Marlington. Those will be like the home sites we'll be at. So it'll be kind of neat on one end. We'll get to watch these guys kind of grow and get better. We may see him week 1 and then week 4, maybe week 10, and say, oh, yeah, okay, this kid's gotten a lot better. He's doing this, he's doing that. So it's kind of cool. I'm anxious. They're going to start a freshman quarterback tonight, Marlington, which, hey, man, high school football, you don't see that a lot, but we're going to see it tonight. So I'm anxious to see how Tyler does. What do you get most excited about for high school football in this area? Obviously, going to school at McKinley and Malone when they had the football program, which was really humming when they first started. Of course, everybody knows about the McKinley tradition. And what gets your juices going for you?
I think the opportunity, it's a new season, fresh start. People have talked, Stark County football has not been the best of the best, others would say, in the last 5-10 years, but it's been really competitive. And even this Marlington team last year, they had 2 wins, but they could have easily been 5-5. And so the opportunity for programs like this to make that change, and a touchdown here, a turnover there, and they're at 500 or 6-4, and we see that across Stark County with some great programs.
Let's switch this thing around here and get you in the. Hey, if you want to sit or stand or whatever you want to do there, I'm going to make sure we're getting you on. Oh, there he is. There we both are. I got to watch how I'm sitting today.
We got some new coaches.
I don't know what's going on. You ever have a hernia?
No, I'm not that old yet.
I think I've got one, and it's really awful today. So I got to kind of watch how I'm sitting today. I know, TMI, no doubt. But so when you think about high school football, and I'll just use our bubble here, Stark County, and the Federal League, NBC used to be, now it's the EBC. You've got the Pac-7, and we've had some teams come and go, leave, come back, go to different conferences out of the area, come back. We've had realignment. I remember years when the Federal League was in 2 divisions, and teams like Timken were in there and New Philly. Yep. And then years later, they would bring Fitch and Boardman in, and they have since left, and now they're over in their neck of the woods. What do you think of how has it changed in your eyes over the last, 10, 15 years, that football as it was then and now with here we are in 2025, and the whole world's different now, and so is high school sports.
For sure. You think of high school sports, it's in many ways not what it used to be, but that's okay. It's still good football. And you mentioned, I remember McKinley going over to Boardman and Fitch, and why go over there when you got Perry, and you got, of course, Maslin, and you got all these, Glen Oak and Hoover and Jackson. You got great football schools in your backyard, and you could play an 8-game schedule without leaving Stark County and have really good competition. So I think they've leaned towards that. Obviously, I'm sure the ADs are looking at it and saying, why are we driving over there when we're driving past, these other 5 schools? And but it's still good football. You got kids looking to make a name for themselves, further maybe some education at the college level, but also learn some life lessons.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean,
have fun while doing it.
That's the whole part of it is, and I was talking to we had a young man from Arlington on here, Dine, forget his last name now, I wrote it down. There we go here, Caden Dine. And I was like, hey man, what's it? I mean, you're living life now. You're in high school. You got your friends, you got your homework, you got your practice, you got your games, you got your family life, you got, some kids start working when they're in high school, a couple hours here and there. And he's like, I'm just kind of taking it all in. He enjoys getting in the weight room. I said, what do you love most about Marlington? He says, I just love it here. It's quaint. We're all close. Everybody knows everybody. And he's just having a great time. And you think about, I think about when I was in high school. You think about when you were in high school and some of the, challenges that you face, and you're trying to kind of learn and make your way through life a little bit. And there's a lot going on for these kids, but yet they somehow every Friday night or Saturday night or whatever, they go out there and they play ball and they have a good time doing it.
It's a blessing and a curse at a school like Marlington. Everybody knows you. You make that big touchdown, and everyone will let you know on Monday. But on the flip side, if you make a fumble or a bad pass, they may not talk to you for a day or two.
Yeah, they'll know too.
But no, there's something special about playing under. I mean, I think that quarterback, he's 15 years old, and showing off for the entire community today under the lights, first start, and but I'm sure, as Coach talked about, the opportunity to compete. I mean, there's nothing like competing in high school football.
No, there isn't, and it's the Friday night stage is the big stage, and we're going to see some teams here tonight that are hungry to get back to winning again. Heights with 1 win a year ago, Marlington with 2. Again, we mentioned a couple of closer games. Heights really wasn't in any games at all last year. They just they had the 1 win against Shaw, and that didn't come until week 8. So they got a new coach. They're trying to get things moving, and it's tough sometimes. You almost feel like, how are we going to get out of this funk that we're in? How are we going to change the culture? How are we going to get a tradition? How are we going to do things? And you just got to it's not just going to happen. You got to make it happen. And sometimes, man, it takes years. Sometimes it takes a decade. But sooner or later, you start to see the fruits of your labor. But that's one of the great things too, is watching it grow in front of your eyes.
Yeah.
Struggle. You're going to struggle early. And maybe you get back to 500, and you start maybe eking out a couple of games. Maybe a couple of years ago you didn't. And then you're like, hey, why not? We expect to win now. Let's go blow some people out. Then that's kind of how it goes.
Yeah, Jim Dennison and Walsh guy.
PMA.
Used to talk about
positive mental attitude.
Absolutely. Used to talk about when you turn a program around, you lose by a lot. Then you start to lose by a little. Then you start to win those kind of 50-50 games, and from there your program kind of takes off. And Marlington, hopefully this is the year that, last year they lost some close games, made some mistakes, but if they turn a couple of those around, they're right there. Warrensville Heights probably they're trying to establish a new culture.
Yeah.
I mean, it losing takes its toll on you, and you're trying to convince these kids that they can win, they can do it. It's just going to take the off-season work and changing the culture, and it's one game at a time.
Yeah, and it's sometimes the hardest thing to do is win. It's like in baseball, the hardest thing to do is get that 27th out. In basketball, it's the hardest thing to do, get one more point than another team with triple zeros on the clock. And with football, sometimes, it's about, you got to be able to close. You got to be able to hold the lead. Sometimes you got to be able to come back from a deficit, and it's not easy. And you're right, the losses will. Sometimes you get bad habits out of that, and nobody to blame there. That's just sometimes that you just get used to it. But then when you finally get a win and you turn the corner, the light goes on, and then you start to win, and that's when it becomes fun.
Yeah,
that's when it's fun.
Well, and you're looking for. I mean, there's some things you can do: limit the turnovers, not get the penalties, be in the right positions. That's all coaching stuff. But at the end of the day, it's culture and it's attitude and effort, and they'll get there.
Watching these teams warm up here, and I was talking earlier when I opened the show that it's nice to play week 1 at home. You don't have to worry about buses, leaving equipment behind, maybe leaving a kid. I mean, goofy things happen on the first road trip.
You forget your cleats and your jersey, and
or some you might get a coach. You left me. I was in the locker room getting a bag, and the bus. I mean, stuff like that happens. Trust me. But to open up at home, and especially if you're of a freshman quarterback, man, is it good to start at home, right?
Now, the flip side, you already mentioned they didn't have school today. These kids have been sitting at home all day.
Yeah,
just
right.
Antsy.
Right.
7 o'clock can't come soon enough.
Yeah. Again, I got to keep reminding myself Marlington doesn't start here for a couple of weeks, so they may have 3 games in before they start school, which is crazy to me, but that's where we're at. But yeah, opening up on the road, getting on that bus, making the trip. It's there's a lot going on. Then you got to get off the bus. You got to get to your locker room, figure out what you're going to do, get everybody on the same page, and sometimes that's a little easier said than done. All right, we are going to step away. We're going to take a break. We are coming up on 5:53, I believe, here on the Sam Bourquin Show, AM 1310 WDPN. It is an AWP Safety Football Friday, and we are live at Marlington High School. We'll be back with more. Stay with us, 1310 WDPN.
High school football season starts this Friday night here on AM 1310 WDPN. Join Sam Bourquin for the play-by-play as Warrensville Heights takes on the Marlington Dukes. Hear all the live action right here on AM 1310 starting at 6:45 with the pregame show, kickoff at 7. Warrensville Heights takes on Marlington this Friday on AM 1310.
Do you have trouble getting in and out of the bathtub? Are you afraid you'll slip and fall entering or exiting a tub? Safe Step walk-in tubs can transform your bathtub from an area of concern to a calming refuge. Call them today at 1-800-498-2098 and save $1,600. Safe Step walk-in tubs and showers are proudly made in Tennessee and offer an ultra-low step-in, avoiding that difficult climb over a traditional bathtub wall. They also offer a variety of therapeutic benefits that may help soothe your aching muscles and joints, increasing your mobility, boosting your energy, and improving your sleep. Safe Step walk-in tubs are designed to easily fit your existing tub space and are often installed in as little as 1 day. Just dial 1-800-498-2098 today to save $1,600 and receive a free shower package. That's 1-800-498-2098 for a free no-obligation consultation and to save $1,600. Safe Step walk-in tubs. Safety never felt so good.
Do you worry about how much someone drinks?
Do you feel angry or depressed most of the time? Do you feel neglected or unloved?
Do you feel you attract people who tend to be compulsive or abusive?
Do you have money problems because of someone else's drinking?
Are you afraid or embarrassed to bring your friends home?
Do you feel that if the drinker loved you, she or he would stop drinking?
If you answered yes to any of these questions, you are not alone.
More than half of all adults have a family history of alcoholism.
Not everyone trapped by alcohol is an alcoholic.
Families and friends are suffering too. Al-Anon and Alateen can help. Call 1-866-200-0223 or visit alanon.org/help.
How's Tommy doing now?
Much better.
You said it was asthma?
Yeah, he started with this cough and then he was wheezing.
That's terrifying.
Doctor said hidden triggers can make it worse. Things like dust, mold, and even pests.
Pests?
Yeah, droppings and allergens from cockroaches and rodents can seriously impact children with asthma or allergies.
I had no idea.
We're making sure our home stays pest-free.
Don't let pests put your family's health at risk. Visit pestworld.org to learn more. A public service message from the National Pest Management Association.
All right, we're back for the stretch run here on the Sam Bourquin Show, AM 1310 WDPN. I'd like to thank Caleb Norton for jumping on and talking a little football. Caleb's head down to get some interviews and some photos, which will be up on the 1310 WDPN Facebook page and DPN X page as well. So he's going to go down and take care of that. I'm going to get us situated up here in the booth and get all our stuff to where we need it to be. And we'll get ready to come on at 6:30 and hoping for a ball game tonight. Warrensville Heights 1-9 a year ago. And, of course, Marlington 2-8. Starting a freshman quarterback. That's exciting. Young man's got to be nervous. Tyler Walden, wearing number 15. He's got to be nervous right now. But you know what? That's okay. That's all part of being a freshman and playing varsity football. And I'm sure he'll do a fantastic job. So be with us all night long. Again, you're more than welcome to check around on the Q92 Radio Sports Network. We got all those games for you tonight. The headliner on Q92 Radio is Massillon and Cleveland Glenville. We got Chardon Jackson. We've got Glen Oak and Dover. We've got Lake and South Range. We've got Bookville Hoover. We got some great ball games tonight for you. So that'll be all along the Q92 Radio Sports Network. You can check those out. And we'll be here tonight on WDPN, Caleb and myself for Marlington and Warrensville Heights. And again, next Friday we will be at Mount Union as the Aviators will be taking on Louisville. That'll be next Friday. That's been a good game the last several years. A nice home-and-home series that they've kind of locked into. So we're looking forward to being at Mount next Friday for Louisville and Alliance here on 1310 WDPN. I got about a minute to go here. We told you about the Little League World Series. We told you about the Browns and Rams Saturday, the Guardians and the Rangers this weekend down in Arlington. We kind of got you all caught up there. Week 0 of college football, the big matchup. Mount Union Guru and now the head coach at Iowa State taking on Kansas State over in Dublin, Ireland this weekend. We told you about that. Reviewed last night's high school football games. I think we took care of just about everything we needed to take care of. So appreciate Ryan Rainsberg. He's got double duty tonight over on the FM for football. Shout out to all of our team back at the studios tonight. Wishing them all the best. I know they're going to do a great job. Good luck to all of our broadcast teams tonight. Thank you for listening, everybody. And we're going to take a break now. We'll come back at 6:30 to get you ready for football on AM 1310 WDPN, the Sam Bourquin Show. For now, signing off for Marlington, but we'll be back. Have a great weekend, everybody.
Still don't know what for.